that's how it goes.
You heard the style, I think you missed the point.
It's the joy.
Sometimes so back, some of them a rally back. We a road boy youth and we no take back no chat. Sometimes so back, some of them a rally back, but we a road boy youth and we no take back no chat. You full of big chat and can't defend that. If a jail house you come from, we sending you go back. You full of big chat and can't defend that. If a Bellevue you come from, we sending you go back. Cause with them there when they get around hot. When we looking the food for the pot. Man of him 16 over him back. 45 and we have a rampacker. Car bazooka and all the big locker. When we moving, we move compact. Man, we take a couple store, couple bank and shop. And policeman a top out we hotter. Cha-cha know we have to run left the spot. Dan the yachted, dog at Sadata. When we come dance, all of a block. We say some a rally back and some a them dance back. We a road boy out and we not left a glock. And some a rally back and some a them dance back. When they killing at the place and the place of a block. With them there when Kingston run hard. When we look in the food for we pot. Kingston with there when Massop get shot. Kingston with there when Kappa get shot. Kingston with there when a bird get shot. And a Kingston with there when a cow get shot. Sandakan when him leg down flat. Natty Morgan leg down flat. Jungle man spangle a my man did hotter. And the uptown man them did hotter. And the Riverton man them run hotter. Firehouse Mall Road did hotter. And the Painland man them hotter. And Backbush man them did hotter. Warwick Hill man them running hotter. Nannyville man them did hot. Me say some a rally back and some of them dance over. Them a road boy out we a bust up the Glock. Some a rally back and some of them dance over. Me say some of them a friars and some of them a nuts. Full of pose and enough big chatter. When you buck them can't defend that. Running off them mouth non-stop. Bout them half up the 16 and Glocker. And me shot him a cotton boxer. And the boys start run non-stop. Miss a cat on the mic and a chatter. And police come in a jeep backer. And them coming from Amman Barracks. And them coming non-stop. And the road boy them firing shot. Busting the shot them bust it non-stop. Make me tell you them dep on the attacker. Miss a cat round the mic and a chat. Miss a some a rally back and some of them dance back. We a road boy out and we not left a clap. Some a rally back and some of them dance back. We a road boy out we not take a back chat. With them there when Kingston run hard. When we looking the food for the pot. And guarding poor people head top. When the politics fiction drop. When the bomber drop on house stopper. And every morning a dead man and spotter. And the youth them go school show shatter. Make me tell you them bend down flatter. A school book man it dep on them backer. Miss a cat in the ya and a chatter. When me chat dance all of a block. Me say some a rally back and some of them dance back. We a road boy out and we busting up the Glock. Some a rally back and some of them dance back. We a road boy out we no take no back chat.
Baby, come on, show me what you got. Move your body, baby, come on, drop it like it's hot. Move your waistline, let me see you tick-tock. Tick-tock, show me what you got. Shake your booty, baby, come on, show me what you got. Move your body, baby, come on, drop it like it's hot. Move your waistline, let me see you tick-tock. Tick-tock, show me what you got.
Like a girl, her name is Maxine. Her beat is like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you woulda say I don't know what I know, but murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote.
Action with him, a pretty face and bad character. Them the kind of living can hold chaka from me. A pretty face and bad character. The kind of living can hold chaka and tell you pretty. Your face it pretty but your character dirty. Tell you just a act too flirty. You run to Tom Dick and also hurry. And when you find your mistake you talk about your sorry. Come now.
Papa pussy kinda wish she talks and when she jam. She know about the loom, track and every money man. Make up with the cool Chinese, white man and Indian. The wickedest kind of girl that miss a flyers go up and down. Know you heard about this girl, her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. And if I ever tell you about Maxine, you would have say I don't know what I know. But murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote.
Baby, come on, show me what you got. Move your body, baby, come on, drop it like it's hot. Move your waistline, let me see you tip-top. Tip-top, show me what you got. Shake your booty, baby, come on, show me what you got. Move your body, baby, come on, drop it like it's hot. Move your waistline, let me see you tip-top. Tip-top, show me what you got.
La conocí en un taxi, en camino al club. Yo la conocí en un taxi, en camino al club. Me lo paró
El taxi,
me lo paró
el taxi,
me lo paró
el taxi.
me lo paró.
Put on your red shoes and dance the blues to the song playing on the radio. While color lights up your face, sway through the crowd to an empty space. If you say run, I'll run with you. If you say hide, we'll hide. Oh, my love for you would break my heart in two. If you should fall into my arms, tremble like a
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for...
Wayne Gandy.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
You may build me up, yeah, can you build me up, yeah. You won't break me down, I've come too far, yeah, I've come too far, yeah. To just throw in the towel. It's a new day, I'ma do it, yeah, I'm gonna go all the way. You may build me up.
Welcome. It is Monday morning. It is December the 21st. You're listening to the Rosie O'Donnell Show. Oh, no, that's not on the card. That's not the... My bad. My apology. This is the Wayne Gandy Show. Y'all will get the joke in a minute. We'll talk about it in just a second. Just hold on. We got 3 hours. Happy holidays to you. Merry Christmas. Feliz Navidad and all that stuff. Hanukkah. Kwanzaa. I don't know what the atheists celebrate, but happy that to you as well. Hell Day or something like that. Scrangle of... Oh, Festivus. Festive name for a hellish day. What do they make piñatas and burn them? What is the Festivus for the rest of us? So original, I tell you. But happy all that to you, and get ready for Christmas coming up this week. We are glad to be here. I got my whole team in here this morning. We got a lot of sweet things on the table and a lot to talk about to you. I will start off with a story we reported. One thing before I bring my co-host on, that was great. Devin Berry, the cerebral palsy football player locally. I was sitting home last week. I turned on the TV. ESPN E60 comes on, and Devin Berry was on there. So the Sports Joc would like to pat itself on the back for breaking that story months ago. Even though Big Kenny and the jokes really were. If you don't know the story, he is on ESPN E60. You know, they always show replays of that, or you can go to whatever station you have and try to find it. I'm quite sure they got an ESPN on the go that you can just find stuff. But it's a sweet story of a young kid that has not let his life stop because of his illness. Or his limitations. He has cerebral palsy. He did get a scholarship to St. Cloud University for wrestling. He's 18 years old. He says he wants to get into broadcasting when he finishes. I guess they will. I'm not trying to laugh, but it is the morning time, and I just had half a 5-hour energy, which gave me 2.5 hours. And half of a Krispy Kreme. So I figured between half of the Krispy Kreme and the 2.5 hour, I grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the half. I either drank a full or half. I thought it was a full, and I grabbed it, and so didn't really check the weight. I only had 2.5 hours. They swear that's not how it works, but it has to work that way. If the full thing gives you, if 2 ounces gives you, well, Big Kenny will tell you how 2 ounces, what it can get you. But when I bring him on, listen, see, y'all got to wake up. The jokes are coming. Y'all ain't even getting them yet. But no, I had my 2.5 hour energy. I drink the rest later. But they swear that's not how it works. I don't know. Before we go on in the show as well, I did just find out, and we cannot confirm that dog flu vaccine actually works. I have some dog pet owners. The ones that sleep with their dogs call them pets. So I guess we have pet owners because both of these gentlemen love to curl up with a nice hot cup of cocoa and Fluffy in their lap to watch Scandal. All in the way over there. All in the way over there. But Donald Trump, big in the news. Hillary Clinton, aren't you ready for 2016? there's some great things that's coming in 2016. And I can't wait for this cat fight. Two divas going at it in Trump and Clinton. It's just going to be a real cat fight between that and Miss Serena Williams trying to win 3 more majors to be the all-time leader. It's be an exciting year coming up. So yesterday, Steve Harvey trying to announce a pageant. And see, I'm going to take some flack for this. You know, the pageant been doing great all these years without black people. It's been doing great without black people. We really didn't need to switch it over to black. We were doing so good. I know you took over Family Feud and gave it a little hip hop flair, but we were doing so great with these pageants. Because you know what? You should never be getting involved in stuff that you don't even really watch. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, you know what? Steve Harvey probably has never even watched a Miss USA or Miss Universe. So he probably never realized he hadn't mentioned who was the runner-up. And that's probably where he got caught up. But he set us back as black men. Once again, we got to go back to the back row, start back at the MTV Awards and work ourselves back up to big time TV. Can we show Steve Harvey and his blunder of announcing Miss Columbia as the champion?
2015 is Colombia. I have to apologize. The first runner-up is Colombia. Miss Universe 2015 is Philippines.
Is Philippines. Miss Philippine, Manny Pacquiao's native land, was the victor of the Miss Universe pageant. Steve Harvey. And you just so clean right there. I got to give you props right there. Just too clean to be making mistakes when you're that clean. That fresh white fitted suit right there. But Miss Columbia did not win. Miss Philippine won. Biggest blunder probably in that show's history. Former owner of the show, Donald Trump, had the comments that on his watch, things like this didn't happen. You remember for him running in the presidential campaign, he made some statements that forced him back in July to sell this franchise and remove his name from it. But mistakes happen, and they will happen again. Just unfortunate that in this case, two people's hearts went from one place to the other in that short of time. Miss Philippines looked like I don't even want it now in her facial expression. But I'm going to bring my two co-hosts on. The funny man himself from Chicago, who won the first annual Pimps R Us pageant back in '78. Big Kenny, good morning to you, sir.
He's the pimp of the year. Thank you for helping me relive those glory days, Sports Joc. It was a proud moment for my entire family. First, I want to give honor to God. You know what I mean?
For pimping?
Hey, you know, let him use you. Let him use you. I had to fill him with the Spirit. I would like to say, you said that Steve Harvey's blunder caused two people's hearts to go in different directions. You know, when you snub Colombia, the subject that two different parts of Steve Harvey may go in different directions. You know? Because I believe El Chapo tweeted, "Don't worry, we'll take care of these things. DC's going to be no problem for long, man. We got something for you, Steve Harvey." I don't know if it's because he's an African American man. I know that now, as you said, we have all been smudged and besmirched because of it. He had one job. He had one job, Steve.
Yes.
Just read and if you watch the entire footage, he has the card where he actually shows the camera. No, this is what it says. So I'm saying, if you can see this, maybe you'd have read it correctly. You know what? There was a lot of time between your making the announcement and retracting it. It was about 5 minutes, and then later he tweeted, and I'll get a picture of the tweet. He wanted to apologize to Miss Philippians.
No.
Is that the biblical chapter?
The biblical
Is that what he
chapter,
called her?
Miss Philippians. And I'm hoping that this was somebody on social media trolling Steve that just made that up. But people are saying that it's legitimately his tweet.
Gotcha.
So, bro, just stop.
Let me bring on the second winner in 1968 of the Miss 13 pageant.
Twerk till you work.
Hey, listen, I was 3, so I know that is an untruth. And I don't think Steve Harvey's color had to do anything with it. I think it's the whole comedian thing.
Oh,
hey.
So comedians are the problem.
I ain't
nothing to do with color.
I ain't never mentioned the wrong radio show. I ain't never been like, make sure you call the Rosie O'Donnell show. Don't put it on cover.
Fine from Jack.
We'll be back for more of the Sports Joc Show or Rosie O'Donnell show. One of them, 888-926-7562. Right after this.
Right.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
You're struggling with your mortgage. You think about it all the time.
What are we going to do if we lose the house?
It's time to stop thinking and start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm David Oyelowo, and I will not be news today. I will not merchandise my success with a variety of easy-to-pronounce products and services like David Oyelowo's olive oils, Oyelowo's royal oleo, or even Oyelowo's yellow oboes. No, I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Ebola still needs our attention. Follow the response, recovery, and rebuilding at trendonthis.org. Brought to you by USAID, International Medical Corps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome to today's lottery drawing. And today's winning numbers are not yours, not yours, and another number that's not yours. And the final number is not yours.
When it comes to having money, don't rely on luck. Brew your own coffee at home instead of buying that latte. Brown bag it to work instead of ordering it. Go to feedthepig.org for more free ideas on how to save. Feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Center Court. On sports, news, gossip, blah, 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 blah.
Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy, Rajon Rondo, the Sacramento King point guard, former champion with the Boston Celtics, was suspended last week for a game. Some people felt like he should have got a bigger suspension. Truth and Big Kenny. Rondo, during the game, got thrown out the game. He got in an altercation with one of the referees, Mr. Bill Kennedy, calling Mr. Kennedy racial slurs. 2 days later, Mr. Kennedy decided to stand up and present himself to the world and announced that he was a homosexual. And he said he really hadn't been keeping it secret. Some of the other officials knew, but since Rondo put him on the spot with his slurs, he would come on out and let the world know that he is proud of being a homosexual. And Rondo has been asked plenty of questions about this. He said he did not know that he was actually a homosexual. The terms he was using, I think, and I've said this before, you should not call people names per se. But sometimes, especially in competition, you're not really using certain words in the way in which people outside of that arena are going to take them. So when the person, are you a B or it's aggression. When he says you're gay, he's really not saying gay in the sense of homosexuality. He's saying gay in a sense of weak, soft, and in those ways. Now, that doesn't make it right. So don't go to, well, you can't hit me on Twitter, so I don't even worry about that kind of stuff.
They can't hit you on Twitter because it doesn't exist. Twitter isn't a thing yet. Right? But since you mentioned it,
here it comes.
I got deals. Let's hashtag new platform.
But I do know because guys say these kind of words, and most of those words that you're saying are just terms that you're calling the person soft. Trust me, in the middle of hitting people and getting off the ground, you're not thinking about two men or two women doing something. So let me say that. It's another term.
Why does gay
soft.
have to mean soft? I thought it meant jolly happy. Why does it have to mean soft?
Jolly, happy, soft.
No, that's a stretch.
I mean, what about it? Sweet.
And of course, after the guy comes out and says he's gay, you say, I didn't know he was gay. But when he's making calls, it's like foul, illegal hands, he's traveling, you do a dunk, oh, you gave life with that, serve hunting, serve.
Well, is it defamation since he is gay and he came out, so it's no longer a defamatory statement?
I'm saying Rondo
it's the truth
was helping him find himself. You know what I mean? He was moving the culture forward.
Here's my question to the both of you, and I've asked this several times. Why is homosexuality the only sexual identity that one has to announce? Meaning, if I'm a voyeur, I don't go to the podium and let you know, hey, I like to let y'all know I'm a voyeur. If I'm a
swinger,
hey, like let y'all know I'm a swinger. If I'm a menage a trois, hey, that sounds like a good idea. But no. It's a morning show. This is a morning show. I'm sorry. It's a morning show.
I was about to say.
This is a morning show. This is a morning show.
All of that stuff you listed sound like Saturday night.
Voyeurism,
swinging, and group sex. Yeah, that sounds kind of like last week.
But on a serious note, why is it seems to be I'm one of those people. I still don't really need to know that about you.
So the next time I see somebody, hi, my name is Renee, and I'm a heterosexual.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
I need to announce it.
I don't think it doesn't make me see you any different. Okay, you like God. I need you to do your job. That's all. Or be my friend, or be whatever. I don't need to know that. In per se, I didn't even need you to change the dynamic of being in the locker room. Just let me be in the locker room. Because football. Now you've made it.
Play basketball.
Right? It's like a coworker that might hit on you at work. Now you don't want to get the person fired. Neither one of you want to leave town. But from that point on,
it's a different dynamic.
It's a different thing that you're always wondering whether Tom, from 2 cubicles over, is looking at me.
Because before in the locker room, you thought his stares was just him zoning out. You know what I mean? You thought he was just getting in the zone, but now you realize he really looking at me.
It's eerie now.
This dude is creeping me out.
And now I'm afraid to walk to my car by myself.
So I will let Troop, you go first. Big Kenny next. Why do you think that's so? Why do I need to know that Bill Kennedy is gay?
Bill Kennedy,
the referee.
It has absolutely no bearing on anything. I agree. I don't know why you need to know. I think that after a while, though, because historically, it's been shunned to be gay, to be anything other than heterosexual, and so now people are coming out and they're it's pride, and they want to share with you that I'm finally okay with who I am, and I want you to know, and I'm just like you, and so it's more of an admission of confidence now that I can talk about it. I think that's where they're getting it from.
Big Kenny, when you tell people that you're a swinger, why do they shun you?
Usually because they can't follow my action. You know what I'm saying? They just be no, don't invite him. Then it's gonna turn into just him. I think similar to what Truth is saying, for that community, and admission that I am a part of that community, they see as moving us forward. Now we're in all parts, in all facets of life. We are just like everybody else, but we are gay. So now I'm a gay CEO, I'm a gay rapper, I'm a gay basketball official, I'm a gay NFL player, whatever. They see as we can be the same way as every time an African American does something for the first time, it's the first African American. Like, we shouldn't have been there in the first place. But
it's a defensive move.
We can do what everybody else can do.
And that's a great point, because I'm one of those people. I don't want you to make me seem like I'm not part of the rest of the group. You make it seem like you're only judging me based on these people. When you say that, when you say, well, he's the first black, or he's the #1 black doctor. Like, so what about the other number, where you'd be the number 2,000 if you put all y'all together? Then so really I'm nothing then. You didn't give me anything.
And she's pretty for a black girl.
Exactly. So I'm one of those people who, you erase that word. Just tell me, as a football player, or as a comedian, or as a real estate worker, what I am. Don't rate me based on my color or gender. I thought that's what we were trying to progress to and pass, and not go back to, well, Bill Kennedy, he's a gay referee. Because that's what it always, and anytime Michael Sam back in the news, he tweeted, is right? He tweeted something towards Star Wars. So he tweeted some of the spoilers in the movie. And the Twitter universe, did I get that right?
Yep, yeah. You're good.
The Twitter universe clowned him because they felt like he's not following the proper protocol of Twitter. I don't know the protocol, but obviously you're not supposed to tell people what's happening in the movie. You're just supposed to tell people you like the movie.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with Twitter.
So they're bashing him, but it all starts after, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that. Oh, you gay, and that's why you saw. Now, because that's what you gave them. You gave them this next word or this outlook on you, And now it's coming back at you. And I just thought that the progress was not to have a label before your name. And Bill Kennedy is just a good referee or a bad referee. Not
with some
gay.
outstanding fashion sense, honey. When he take them stripes off, he be serving.
But this was big news. It went away quick because in our last 2 years we've had Jason Collins.
Because gay people fast.
Jason Collins came out. That disappeared. Michael Sam disappeared. Bill Kennedy.
Kill him.
So we went from about 2 months of talking about something to 2 weeks. Now this went away in about 3 days.
Because it's super irrelevant.
Exactly.
That's exactly why it's disappearing so fast. It does not matter.
And that's my whole point. If it's not going to matter, then there's no need to even bring that extra scrutiny to you.
That's right. Not newsworthy. We won't talk about it.
Because as soon as you do something wrong, you know he's gay, right? What? He's just a bad referee. It ain't got nothing to do that he's gay.
Gay folks can't call right.
Exactly. That's how they make it. So
Big Kenny's black.
Rajon Rondo. I don't know. Y'all, before we go, you think Rondo knew that Bill Kennedy was a homosexual, or he just lying?
If I had to guess, I'd say no. He didn't know.
You know, Big Kenny.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. I mean, you play with those people for an entire season. He's probably heard talk. He's probably seen signs, and he got upset. And when you're attacking somebody the way that he did, the established reality is he knows that's out of line. So he's trying to hurt his feelings using what he thinks will hurt him the most.
And I would agree with you, because in basketball, you see a crew of officials at least 30, 40 times a year. In football, you might only see a certain guy 3 times.
So he knew.
So you wouldn't know. We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Merry Christmas, baby. You should have treated me nice. Merry Christmas, baby. Should have treated me nice. Gave me a diamond ring for Christmas. Now I'm living in paradise.
I'm David Oyelowo, and I will not be news today. I will not merchandise my success with a variety of easy-to-pronounce products and services like David Oyelowo's olive oils, Oyelowo's royal oleo, or even Oyelowo's yellow oboes. No, I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Ebola still needs our attention. Follow the response, recovery, and rebuilding at trendonthis.org. Brought to you by USAID, International Medical Corps, and the Ad Council.
You must have thrown 1,000 pitches teaching him to hit a home run. Spent countless Saturdays running routes so he could learn to hit an open receiver. Endless afternoons teaching him how to hit the three-pointer. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit? Teaching boys that all violence against women is wrong is one of the most important things a man can do. Learn how to start the conversation at teachearly.org. Brought to you by Futures Without Violence and the Ad Council.
You are a waste, a loser. Everyone hates you. Why don't you just stay in your car and keep driving? I'm serious. Drive until you run out of gas, then get out of your car and walk until you find someone who doesn't think you're dumber than bricks. Could take a while, but at least all that walking might burn a couple of calories.
You may not witness bullying like this every day. Your kids do. They want to help, but they don't know how. Visit stopbullying.gov to learn safe, simple ways your child can help stop bullying. Be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Hello? Hi, I found your name on the internet. I'm going through a foreclosure. Can you help?
Sure, it's simple. We'll just leverage your transitory expenditures into a fiduciary trust, and we massage those assets before your money goes into my private account.
I don't get it.
If you're facing foreclosure, who should you trust? The Hope Hotline is a free resource connecting you with HUD-approved housing counseling agencies, available 24 hours a day, who can give you the information and clarity you need. Call the Hope Hotline at 888-995-HOPE. That's 888-995-4673. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Kalikalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy, a little Dean Martin, Bing Crosby,
Steve Harvey.
Oh, good one.
I didn't have a card though.
We sorry, Mr. Bing search engine.
Spotify.
Oh man, last week during the Cleveland Cavs game, LeBron James trying to get a ball, catch a ball, ran into the crowd. Can we show the video of LeBron? I was actually watching this game, going at about 6'8", 270. You can see LeBron trying to catch the ball before it goes out of bounds. He's playing against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he runs into Ellie Day, the wife of Jason Day, the golfer. The interesting part about this, Big Kenny, in truth, is that I just thought, you know, for her to be so young, I would have looked for a little more reaction out of her body. She took the hit like a 60-year-old. I mean, aren't you like 28? But they had to come get her with the stretcher.
Let's go to Craig Sager.
You know, like she was trying to take him all in, though. Didn't she? Look like she just come on with it, LeBron.
Well,
come on with it.
She didn't have any reflexes. It was like, here he comes. I see him
the
coming.
week before that, she had a baby, so she's still on that Vicodin. You know what I mean?
Are you saying she was drugged?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. She was sitting there. Her reflexes were a little slow because she was sitting there all mellowed out. Like,
that's what it looks like.
So basically, she had the game just to irritate Jason.
Because she didn't want him to go by himself. and LeBron's coming that way, and those delayed reflexes in real time, it's like, oh my goodness, crashed. But in her mind, she was like, oh, no.
Like, I should move any minute now.
Going to fall.
I mean, she really didn't have any
Now, what
response to that.
about Jason, though? He seemed like he didn't want to mess up his swing at all.
He looked like he went for self. Replay it again. I mean, he looked like he was trying to get out of the way.
He went to the right.
He's the gentleman in the black T-shirt right there. He didn't throw an arm over. He
leaned
rolled
the other
himself
way.
out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
That's
leaned
how you
himself out
protect
the
your
way.
bride.
Chivalry is dead.
Hey, baby, I'm the breadwinner. You know what I'm saying? Now you break your arm, the nanny can carry the baby. I break my arm, we can't afford a nanny anymore. So it's all a matter of economics. Let's just be realistic here.
Those were the two things. Even when I saw it, I kept thinking, man, he didn't try to offer her any arm or a stiff or nothing. He rolled on out the way like, hey.
Sports Joc, you sit down there on the floor. Have you ever gotten injured by a ball or a player coming at you?
No. I'm always fully engaged when I'm watching the game, and I would have stood up to catch him.
Oh, okay.
Once I saw he's out of control, I would have kind of stood up to catch him.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah. Because any of us sitting
built
down,
like a wall.
Any of us sitting down with a man that big, hitting, we're all going to go back.
Right.
It's not like those seats are cemented in, so it's better to get up and go towards it than it is
nothing's
to be.
ever come close. No player, no
Sports
balls.
Joc
nothing
said
like that.
he would have got up and caught him, and that referee was thinking, I would have too. I'd have caught him too. Oh, wait.
But that is.
And she's not suing or anything, is she?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you can sue.
You can't do anything.
I haven't read the back of the ticket, but I don't think you can sue for anything like that. You put yourself in harm's way by buying. But
truth of the matter is,
if you don't want to get hit, Jason got enough money, just buy a whole floor. I mean, but
and Ellie, you took one for the team. That's what it was. Jason didn't need to take that pressure and break that arm. He's got golf to play. Like if I ever get in a fight and a dude try and hit me in the lip, my wife gonna jump in front of me.
Hey.
Now you could stab him in the shoulder, but just don't mess up his ability to speak. So it's you know.
Oh man, coming New York Knicks. New York Knicks forward Derek Williams, breaking story yesterday, robbed by two women. Early, it was basically Saturday morning, which is Sunday morning. He had $617,000 worth of jewelry stolen and Louis Vuitton backpack. That's funny he put that in there as
for the
something that
insurance.
stole.
You gotta claim it.
Short story of this is, gentlemen, you're going out to these clubs. You don't know these women. You should never close your eyes with these women that you have no idea. When you finish, when you hot towel off or hot rag yourself out of there, they need to go. They need to go. You just met them a couple of hours ago. Most of them just there because you got the money. They don't like you either half the time. There's been about 5 to 8 cases of this over the last couple of months. It's just like a couple of years ago with gambling. A lot of guys got robbed, leaving places they had been gambling at because it was a setup. My homeboys are here. You leaving with $100,000. I know you got $100,000. You just left my house.
Because 30 G's of it is my money. I know you got $100,000.
So it's just, you didn't get robbed that night just by happenstance. And it's the same thing with these guys, your young players, these women, like you say, this Twitter universe and people putting up all your information. They're going home with you. Never fall asleep with a man if you on that side of the road, or a woman if you down that road. They will rob you.
Never
understand something, that those women that are at that club, they're all looking to be saved. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
And listen, this is just
go in there with an all of them approach, because
on the safe side, just be on the safe side.
9 out of 10 mean all, because your chances are you probably ran into other 9 than the one that's not, and they're looking. They might not be that day. It might not be a week later, but they're looking for you to change their life. Some of them by hook or crook. Some of them by holding the condom. Some of them by telling you we don't need no condom. It's funny now. Huh?
Some of them.
So watch yourself. And I'm not just talking about millionaire men. All you men who out here freestyling, taking these people home, you don't know these people.
And then this is my thing too. Aside from falling asleep, if you feel the need to shower while they're there, hey, you showering with me. There's no way. Because, being from Chicago, one of the oldest tricks in the book would be women would get guys back to their home, or they would go to the guy's house and suggest, let's take a shower, or you get in the tub and I'm finna get ready and I'll come in with you. And then he gets in the tub and she unlocks the door and makes it possible for the jump out boys to get in the room, or by the time you get out the tub, all of your belongings are gone, including your clothes, so you can't immediately run after her. And it's one of the oldest tricks in the book.
Sources at the New York Post say that police are investigating whether the theft is part of a pattern of robberies committed by young women who prey on wealthy men at clubs and hotel bars. So there you go. Now you know. So after that, I don't feel sorry. I'm gonna clown you after this. Today I'm gonna just let you know because you ain't know. You're young.
You feeling so? He's 24.
Yeah, he's 24. He's young. But now, and this is why I always said you have to keep veterans around. The veterans is the people who tell you, like the old pimps told Big King how to pimp. That's who passed the information down.
Like a mentor.
You run out all the old players. Or you got them out at Minnesota where it's like 10 of them on one team and they're not there to be able to tell the kids, hey.
And part of it, too, I read in the article, they were talking about how he posts on Instagram and Twitter about all of his jewelry, and his new watch came in. So he's showing everybody what he's got, what he's holding, so you know what you're looking for.
And you know you had more alcohol than her. You know it. Because she poured the shots on the ground. You kept stepping in it, wondering why the floor was sticky.
She had work to do later.
You always wonder why the floor is so sticky. It ain't sweat.
And now this is you bring that part up. There have been times when, my occupation revolves around social activity, especially after shows. And whenever I go to these after parties and things like that, and people are around me that are supposed to be hanging out with me or showing me a good time, I monitor their drinking. And I keep an extra eye on the person that just sips once and then just holds that drink. But they steady pouring me. You ready for another one? And then you just sipping your drink. Nah, I'm watching you because you're staying sober and alert.
Right.
You're trying to get me to the point where I let my guard down.
Right.
And these dudes, I don't understand why they haven't figured out that's the oldest trick in the book. I don't understand how you could be a millionaire and just be that comfortable around people anyway.
Because you don't know better. You're just 24.
You haven't had anybody
accidental
to tell
millionaires.
You.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something. Reality is reality.
Well,
especially if you've never had anything and you get something, you know how that affects other people because you spent all of your life thinking, boy, if I had that kind of money, I'd do this, but I'm not going to go here and I'm not going to let these. And then you get it. And then all of a sudden you think that won't affect you.
Here's the thing, Big Kenny. These guys stop remembering it's about the money. That's their whole thing. I got her because I look so good. I'm so fly. No, it was about the money. It's going to always be about the money to the end of time. That's why she's there. Because it's about the money. And as soon as you start figuring, no, it's about me, you get comfortable.
Dude, you're Sean Kemp. It's not about your looks. Trust me.
We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
Christmas just ain't Christmas without the one you love. New Year's just ain't New Year's without the one you love.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of him having 15 career NASCAR victories? 1 in 1.7 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm place on a cold day. Football I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It's time for the scoreboard, where we put a spin on life and sports and how they intermingle. On the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Oh yeah, candles burning low, lots of mistletoe.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy, sitting here with the truth, Miss Renee Jemison, and the funny man himself, Big Kenny. One of LeBron James' teammates experienced childbirth at its natural state last week. Amon Shumpert, former Georgia Tech standout, plays for the Cavs now. He delivered his daughter at home in the bathroom. Sources say that he even used the umbilical cord to tie off his headphones.
His Dre beat.
To tie off the umbilical cord. It was an emergency birth. I don't think it was one of those, the natural, holistic.
Yeah, he wasn't just at the house on some we gonna make it spiritual.
Yeah, she was in the bathtub filled with water to bring the child in smoothly.
She was taking a bath. He was getting ready to go to the game, and she went, oh!
No, she got in the bathtub too, I think, to avoid a mess. She knew it was coming. She's like, what am I gonna do? So, yeah, that was a smart move too.
How about calling an ambulance?
R&B.
Well, yeah.
She is an R&B singer, Tiana Taylor. She says that she had no idea that she was in labor until she felt the child's head making its way out around 6 a.m. Is that truth to that? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I
know Brenda had a baby, but Brenda barely had a brain.
Hey, listen.
Isn't that how that
I question your ability to be an alert mother.
She's like, I thought I had gas.
If for birth you walking around and go, is that the baby head? There's got to be some. I mean, I have 2 kids, and both times labor was one of those everybody knew. not just the mother, but everybody around knew that you were in labor because they go, oh God, I'm in labor. But I mean, maybe
I think every woman's different.
Yeah, but look at her. She doesn't look like the kind of woman who just wouldn't feel anything.
But how can you tell by looking at somebody, Big Kenny?
She's about 14 pounds.
Yeah, well, you don't know what the size of everything is down there.
You're right. I can't say that.
You can't see her internal
I can't say
organs.
that. And then she is with Amon Shumpert. He might just,
Hey, stop right there. Let's just stop right there.
Baby might have been able to just walk out on his own. Hey, how y'all doing?
Stop.
Already in a stroller. What's happening, mama? Baby in the car seat already.
Oh, man.
But I maybe I can't question her birthing technique, but I can question what she's saying. I ain't never heard her on nothing.
Oh, yeah, did she have a hit song?
I don't know anything she's saying. I guess he have her. I don't know.
I'm gonna call myself an R&B singer too.
I think she's lying since she's been out trying to be an R&B singer since she was 30. I don't know how she's 25, but that's how they do it.
Well, she married well, girl. No need to sing.
Gilbert Arenas says he can save the WNBA. He says get rid of all the ugly chicks who look like they belong on orange is the new black.
Oh.
Swap them out. This is what he wants the WNBA to go to.
Like the lingerie football league.
I think Big Kenny voted for this about a year ago and decided.
And now he's taking credit for it. Thanks, Gilbert.
Gilbert says put them in thongs, some hot chicks in thongs, and the WNBA will be able to make money. Yes or no, Big Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, name the last WNBA game that you went to see because man, chick got handles. You know what I mean? Hey, did you see she broke so-and-so's ankles? No, you don't go.
You show enough skin, you can sell anything.
You go because there's 2 reasons you go to the WNBA game. 1, comp tickets. And 2,
yes.
And 2, some cute chick like what was Skylar Diggins is playing, and everybody want to go see Skylar. But other than that, ain't nobody going just because the exciting action. It doesn't exist.
They're not going to catch the alley-oop.
I don't think so.
No.
Interestingly enough, they asked Brittany Griner what she thought about Gilbert Arenas' comments, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm with him on that.
Bring them on.
Put them all in thongs.
Bring them on.
Put them all in thongs.
Everybody but her, though, right? I don't think I have.
I mean, she's saying just put the women in thongs. Why would you?
Stop! Oh, that is horrible.
Why would you put me in a thong? That don't make sense, bruh.
A jockstrap, maybe.
Yeah, that don't make sense, bruh.
Oh, man.
Dudes don't do that with other dudes.
Jalen Rose, being in the Christmas spirit. Jalen Rose, former one of the Fab Five at Michigan, works for ESPN, played 12 years in the NBA, was commenting on John Wall breaking off the strip club, spending around $47,000 at the strip club, and said it was in the Christmas spirit. He was doing his charity work. I don't know if you can write that off on your taxes.
Actually, now that you can. I know.
Well, it has to be for the first 10,000.
I know musicians.
Well, is it entertainment expense?
I know entertainers can do it because that's part of their building their brand. So rappers have made it where me throwing money in the club promotes my image, which is a business expense, and they're writing it.
Well, it says, but charity rules are you can only give up $9,999.
Right.
So I guess he gave 5 people $9,999.
I got some charities for you. You know, some homelessness. There's some other things.
My question is, what were they showing you? I mean, I need to see what y'all need to dig. Whatever that was, that can inspire 50 grand at a Smoky.
You want 2 of them?
Yeah, let's see what that looks like.
Cause I'm married and she's still at about the $35,000 mark. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna just make the 40 G's rain. We got to do some trading off.
It's that end of the year final giving before the IRS gets it. So he thought he'd make good use.
Ooh, kill him, living up to his name, John.
Hey, it's better than getting robbed.
Yeah.
At least you got something out of it.
At least you got something out of it. You didn't just wake up like, damn.
They got me.
Shaquille O'Neal has sold the rights of his future endeavors to Authentic Brands Group. Basically, they will be his PR people for his brand. He no longer has to sell his side. I didn't even know this was a thing. It's one of the biggest brand management companies in the world. They have the licenses to Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley, Muhammad Ali, and the great Michael Jackson. Shaquille O'Neal is now part of that group. He sold his brand rights. Very interesting move by the Diesel. They do estimate that he makes more actually in advertising dollars now than he did when he was a player, which is interesting because he was such a huge name and a figure, and had Shazam, and what other that movie? Blue Steel or Steel. Had a couple of movies. He was in the had a rap song, "You Can't Stop the Rain." And
he had Twism,
Boo Stickums, and who was what?
The World Is Mine.
What was that group he was with? Yeah, the Boo Snickens.
Thank you. I'm glad that didn't last. I'm really glad. I mean, now I love Shaq and I'm proud of all of his success, but if something had to go by the wayside, let's all be thankful it was Fushnicken. You know, I saw something on social media the other day where someone listed his personal holdings. He owns like 150 some odd Five Guys. He owns about 40 24-hour fitnesses, about 40 car washes. He's got a number of other businesses under his belt in addition to his endorsement money. So, I mean, you know, the D's ain't hurting from the. Now, most of that is going to child support because he got like 15 kids with his ex-wife. But yeah, so. But, I mean, if you got 155 guys restaurants, take half. You know what I mean? I don't think he really missing.
A lot of burgers. He looked like he's been indulging in them, too.
I'm saying I don't think he really missing them.
I just know him as, what is it? It's not Gold Bond Powder Man, is it? Is that who he is?
Yeah, it's still Gold Bond.
Yeah.
Gold Bond.
And Icy Hot.
Icy Hot.
Yeah.
Gold Bond.
Icy Hot.
Hi, this is Shaq.
Cadillac. Remember he gets in the little Buick.
Oh.
Buick. They kill me with cars they don't actually
drive.
And he sounds the same in all of them. If you want a nice ride, get a Buick. If you're ever sticky, use Gold Bond. Hi, this is Shaq. And I use Crest. It's never anything, a different anything.
There's
It's
no
just
variety
always,
to that voice.
It's just always that.
But he's still winning.
Still winning.
And that's why I said it's amazing that he's making it now, because it's not like during his career he wasn't a colorful character. Like the Kimby Mutombo gets more probably accolades and has probably been in more commercials and stuff retired
than he was
ever in his career. But Shaq was always Mr. Fun, Mr. Breakdance right before he warms up. And
I thought
he grew up. He got the right PR person, right
and
management.
I thought it was interesting that years and years ago they were asking Shaq about finances, and he made the claim that he's never cashed an NBA check. He said all of his expenses came from his endorsements. So all of his NBA money went straight into the bank or into investments. So that's he's got some good business sense.
Shaq,
he ain't that great break dancing, but he will make some money.
And always had a name for you.
Oh yeah, he'll name somebody something. He's got nicknames for everybody.
Yeah, he had names for himself.
He had more nicknames than Method Man, than Method Man and ODB. He just
is that the Foo Stickins? I remember that track. That was the only track.
Yeah.
We'll be back. More of the Sports Joc Show. The NFL Hour coming up next. And in the 11 o'clock hour, we have Todd Harris. Y'all let Pete Rose in before he died, man. We'll be right back.
Snooping in my biz like Tom and Moxie Roca. The bust the freaky way. The brothers with the Asian keys making cheese. What? And now we selling records overseas. Holy smoke, oops, your whole plan pooped up. Now you get kicks, enough licks plus cooked up. Cause you can catch a quick jump.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent, 1 in 260,000. The odds of him having 15 career NASCAR victories, 1 in 1.7 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. I want to be a warm fleece on a cold day. Football I want to be a bike that races around the country. I want to be a bench on a forest trail. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Happy birthday, dear Smokey.
Happy birthday, Smokey Bear. The great outdoors and everyone in it thanks you for 70 years of wildfire prevention. For safety tips, visit smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? We're Simple Plan, here for RAD, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible. Plan ahead.
Designate before you celebrate.
Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Getting your child home safely
Tap your heels together 3 times.
is just a click away.
There is no place like home.
But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size. There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Enough is enough! I have had it! Why so serious? And we hold the world ransom for Wayne Gandy. Excuse me while I whip this out. Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
You may build me up, yeah. Can you build me up, yeah? You won't break me down. I've come too far, yeah. I've come too far, yeah. So just throw in the towel. It's a new day. I'ma do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go all the way. You may build me up.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Happy holidays to you. Get out and get your Christmas shopping in. Buy the person something impactful, something that they want, not something you want for them. Get them that Star Wars mug, or look at their life and get them something that will impact them. Don't just go buying, and it doesn't always mean that it's an expensive gift, but take the time to find something that they are actually going to want to use or have or see or things like that. So no more tube socks. Person can afford their own tube socks. You don't actually have to supply people with socks. They go get their own socks if they want them. I don't know why people thought that was an actual gift. I don't know. That is not an actual gift. Real quick before I bring my co-host back on, just sending some because the flu season is around, and I talked about the dogs getting flu shots. For you cat and dog lovers, most of you know that having pets brings more bacteria and different types of bacteria into your homes. University of North Carolina State University said there's 5 things you can do. Might want to get a piece of paper, jot this down. Mediocre producer. Jot this down now. You need to wash your pet more. So whatever you're washing now, you need to double that up. So whatever they're saying, they say pillowcases and television screens are two of the easiest ways to detect dust and bacteria and things like that for you pet owners. So change the litter box if you have a cat, for you cat people, more often than you do. That some of you are not really recognizing. Y'all trying to get the full length of the, it says 30 days and you're trying to get full 30 days. Look, we all know that the plug-in runs out after 6 days. It says 2 weeks, but no, it don't matter the low setting or not, it's going to burn out. 3, use your entrance wisely, which means they want you to go out and buy something where your pet can rub and wipe its feet. If can't do that, you need to buy some wipes and wipe your dog before you enter the house. Spot clean messes. So anything that your dog or cat does, you need to clean it instantly. Not one of those, I'll get that when we come back from the walk. They're saying get it out right now. And an interesting thing here was get the right fabric for your couch. That some of you don't have the right fabric for your couch. So when you go to vacuum the couch, there's a better fabric for pet owners. Probably cost you a little more, but it'll be worth it because you will get sick less. This is what they're saying. Just thought I would pass that along. Nobody seems like they're going to be doing any of these things in here. They just seem like, this is that. I thought y'all loved them dogs, man. No, they don't love them like that, though. They ain't wiping no feet every time. I tell you, man, I'm just bringing you the news from my scrolls, as y'all say, like to call them. But let me bring my co-host back on, Big Kenny, the funny man himself, and the truth, Miss Renee Jemison.
Did some dog upset you? You just went in on pet owners. What happened?
No, I'm trying to help.
You didn't mention number 6. Just not buy a damn dog. That's always an option.
You can solve all of that.
Before we go get new fabric for the couch, why don't we just stay out the pet store? How about that?
I'm trying to help out.
I don't know if
I told you how to keep your house clean, and I told you about the vaccination shot for the flu.
But you don't even like animals. Why are you trying to help pet owners?
Because they said that's a great thing to add to your show to bring people in.
Who said that?
The best thing to do is to add a gay segment and a pet.
So you went with the pets? Yeah. You ain't want to do the gay segment.
Well, we already did that with the referee.
Hey, know, we could talk babies too. They sell products.
No. We all watch television.
I don't want to talk about babies. I'm too fertile.
I don't want to talk about that.
If I talk about babies, somebody gonna get pregnant.
Let's talk about sports.
There's not a television show without at least a gay character in it, and there's not a television show that at some point a dog is either in it or introduced.
What about a gay dog? Gay dog. I vote gay dog. Let's find one. Call the pet psychic that will determine the sexuality of the dog.
Bow wow.
I thought Brian's
sexual preference.
Brian's cousin is gay.
Who's
on Family Guy?
Family Guy. So there's a gay pet.
Oh, that's animation.
He wears a pink collar and he's always telling Brian how fabulous his boyfriend is. Is it me? I'm the only one that's seen him on the show. Y'all always think
you're the only one that we're gonna let talk about it though. I'm just gonna hold my head down.
I would like to address also getting socks for Christmas. I think it's the thought that counts, but when you open up them socks, what always amazes me is the look of satisfaction on the face of the person that gave you the socks. They give you the socks and you open them up and they give you that.
I know you needed those.
That 12-pack of ankle socks. You wasn't expecting that, were you? And you like, wow, a 12-pack of
they're very useful.
Ankle socks.
Everybody needs socks.
And they all there. See, you can save some money on them socks. Yeah, that's because
you get 12 pair
if
for $5.
I had to buy socks, my kids would have never got fed this week.
Speaking of fashion sense, before we move on to the NFL report, which this kind of goes along with it, Cam Newton, we talked about him last week when he was standing at the podium with his fancy tail. He has spent $12,000 on these fancy tails. He has a variety of them. If you're looking at the Sports Joc page, he has them in different colors, red for Christmas, and then he got one that's kind of gray, and then he has one that's a little brown and white. He is buying these from here in Atlanta, a store called Exclusive Game Store. It is owned by Taharan Jones. These are foxtails, and you can add them to your collection. They usually go with a hood, so you need to get the tail and the hood combo. I don't know if it's the Cam collection or not, but this is the new look.
So if you want to look like Daniel Boone, you can go ahead and get you a little foxtail hat.
And animal's ass. I don't like
that's what goes along with 6'5", 250, and $100 million fox raccoon hat.
And 20-something years old.
Now, listen, I will give Cam a pass because if that's who he sees himself as, then do you. But if I catch anybody else out there with a foxtail hanging out their back pocket,
should be the only client.
Be advised and put on notice that I am going to punch you in the chest. No matter who you are, you could be a little girl. If I see you, you could be 4 years old. You are getting punched full force in your chest. And if your parents have anything to say about it, I'm going to blame it on them. And they might get the two-piece as well.
How do you really feel about the tail?
I'm just saying.
He has this store, Exclusive Game. We might have to get him on the store since he's here in Atlanta.
I'd like to see what else he sells.
He has over 60 tails. They are $200 a pop, each tail. It comes also, you can get the jacket. They sell the jacket, the hat, and the tail if you want to get the full combination and look like a fool.
I would love to get this guy on the show and ask him how he pitched that. Hey, Cam, you know what you need. You know what you need. Check this out. Foxtail. And Cam was like, foxtail. No, not just one. 12 G's worth of foxtail. And at $200 a piece, did he get the whole 60 set?
Yeah. He picked up a new batch of tails to give to his teammates for Christmas gifts. So you're going to see the whole Panther. Greg Olsen, the tight end, probably like, man, I killed me a fox the other day.
I have 7 of them laying in the garage right now with the noses still attached.
But that's the new trend. I won't be rocking that look.
No.
But the foxtail is in. I would just rather go back to the chain wallet before I do the foxtail. But that's Cam Newton. He is the new trendsetter.
Atlanta, I'm letting you know. I'm punching people in the chest. I'm punching people in the chest. Let me catch your grandmama with a foxtail hanging out her purse. Boom.
Maybe around her neck on the way to church. A fox stole or something.
Now, a fox stole and a foxtail hanging out the back pocket are 2 different things.
That's not fashion. It just looks like there's something's mentally wrong with somebody that attaches that to their clothing.
We got to do some more research. Maybe it's a wallet. Is it a wallet part to it or something?
Does it
zip?
It's the old style.
This is
the new. They've been doing this since 80s.
But I think girls usually. I've seen
a roach clip with a foxtail on it. I'm saying, is it for the smoky weed? Do y'all smoke weed with roach clips?
Just a clip.
Just an accessory.
Well, shout out to the entrepreneal spirit.
Hey,
Yay, you for making money.
And if you need a foxtail to smoke weed, go to rehab. I'm just saying, you doing too much. Just roll up and light it and pass it around. All that. Oh, hold on, we can't smoke till I get my foxtail. What?
No, make it mink.
Who knew? I mean, who knew that could be an actual?
What does PETA think?
They will be next. I'm quite sure by the time we on the show next Monday.
PETA on Cam.
You know, right now Michael Vick's on the phone with PETA like, y'all need to investigate Cam.
We'll be back for the Sports Joc Show. 888-926-7562. NFL, the Giants and Carolina waging war yesterday in New York.
The Sports Joc is now on YouTube's new live video. Visit us at thesportsjoc.com or watch directly from YouTube. Just search for the Sports JOC, Wayne Gandy.
Fox on the run, we scream and everybody comes around and take a run and hide yourself away. I said on the run, my fox say fox on the run, and hide away.
There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my lube, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable, but how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy
and Brad
Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3
she's
lights,
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks,
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
As I went through school, one giant question loomed over me. What did I want to be? First, I had to decide what I wanted to make. I wanted to make more, so I became a teacher. Now I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more, teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Can you tell if these vegetables are being contaminated with bacteria that could cause paralysis? Listen, you can't see it either, Use different cutting boards so that the bacteria in raw meats and seafood and their juices doesn't touch prep surfaces for other foods like veggies. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. Roughly 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year, but you can keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Steven.
Who said that?
Me, down here.
Ugh, what are you, a yellow booger?
I'm a banana slug, Steven.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm your sense of adventure. It's been a long time since we've had an adventure in the forest.
Mom took me to the forest last year.
I'm a slug, Steven. It took me a long time to get here.
You're right. I should get out.
Yeah, the forest is not that far away.
Hey, Mom!
Come to the forest where the more adventurous you lives. Check out discovertheforest.org for cool places nearby. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
In the red zone.
What you want for Christmas? What you want, huh? What you want for Christmas? What you want, huh?
All I want for Christmas is to get it drunk. All I want for Christmas is to get it drunk.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy. NFL Week 15 is in the book. One more game tonight. 8:30, Detroit 4-9, New Orleans 5-8. Basically, if you're not a fan of these teams, you can go Christmas shopping. Neither one of these teams are playing for anything but pride and draft status at this point. They have been eliminated from the playoff picture, and no matter whether they win this game or not, it has no outcome on what will happen in the month of January. But that will be the conclusion of Week 15. Yesterday's action. Well, let's start on Saturday. Or maybe we'll go all the way back to Thursday. Let's start on Thursday. Quick note, if you saw this game, once again, the NFL did something that is just confusing to me, even as a sports watcher. I don't get these all one-color uniforms that looks like neon and just disturbs the game. Sometimes, to me, as owners, you have the biggest franchise in the world. You're selling half the stuff that you're selling in a uniform is underneath the uniform. People can't even see, which is the pads and things like that. The stuff outside that's holding the pads, nobody is shopping for football pants. Nobody is shopping for football socks. Nobody is shopping for cleats that don't play the sport. You can sell the jersey. That's the only reason. I don't understand what are you doing with the pants. They look like a big red line playing against a big yellow line. And that's all it looks like. It looks fake. It looks generic. And I just don't like to see my sport like that. And if you watch any of these Thursday night games, you get what I'm saying. It just jumps off the screen and actually makes you think that you're on something that Big Kenny would give you in an alley in Vegas at 3 a.m.
Wait. I just would like to say that I'll give it to you in any location. We don't have to go to some dark alley in Vegas. That seems like too much traveling to get high. You know what I mean? Just reach across the table. I'll hand it to you.
But the Rams did win the game 31-23. Neither one of those teams are going anywhere at this point. These last 2 weeks, there are a couple of meaningful games, but the first four teams I mentioned, there is not.
Sports Joc, why do you think they've started this whole same color, one color outfit kind of thing? Where did that come from? Is that to increase the female viewership? Is that to make the people who are into fashion feel more comfortable watching football? Why that change? Because that is a very noticeable, very outside what is the normal culture of football move. Why now?
I asked myself, even during the game, I text like 3 people to try to figure out what is going on and why. I know the NFL and these new owners especially, everything is about the bottom line, so I'm quite sure their marketing team came to them in some kind of way to tell them this will increase jersey sales or things like that. But to me, football has a certain tradition. People kind of like to stay within the same traditional colors anyway. If you see teams like the Steelers, it's still the same black and gold. Sometimes they give you a throwback uniform or something like that, but I don't know. Your players turn over anyway, so I don't know why they have to keep trying to sell you things. But this is one of the worst ideas that they have come up with in a long time. So I don't know. Whoever's in that marketing meeting needs to be fired, and I don't know how this got approved.
And I always say I would love to.
Here you go. If you're looking at the Sports Joc page, this was the game. It just was not.
I can see the marketing pitch now. All right, look, stay with me now. Stay with me. It's gonna be uniforms all one color, but they're gonna be kind of neon. Think about it. Hold on. Well, stay with me. And then at the press conference, we're gonna bust out a foxtail.
They look like unitards.
And all the NFL executives are like, okay, let's give it a shot.
And here's the thing about something like this. Uniforms are all approved before the season. So that's why when something happens, it has to happen now. So you designate which jersey you're wearing on the road. You designate which jersey you're going to wear at home. You designate which game you're going to wear your throwback uniform. That's really how it works. So once this got approved, it was a seasonal thing. So next year, hopefully somebody will save us and rescue us from us. But right now, we got 2 more Thursday night games to put up with in these color combinations. Hopefully, there's some good games. But from what I've seen on Thursday night to end the season, there's not a lot of action to look forward to. Saturday games now with college being out. The JETS
Jets
beat the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, they did.
Eliminating the Cowboys 19-16 down in Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys are 4-10. They are going nowhere. They have no chance of winning the division. The Jets now are 9-5, and their playoff hopes are basically in their hands. They win 2 games. They go to the playoffs. That's just kind of how it is. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, the Harvard grad, playing a pretty solid game, leading his team. He's a great game manager, and he's moving the ball up and down the field for them this season, and doing enough to beat Dallas and keep their playoff hopes going.
He took some licks in this game, though.
Yeah,
he's a sturdy Irishman because they laid it on him a couple of times in this game.
But they are one of the teams, I believe, especially from, it seemed so long ago that Geno Smith was tabbed as the starting quarterback. It seemed like that was like 2 seasons ago. And it was a couple of months ago.
Geno who?
And that's how it's going to be in a couple of months when they let him go. You won't probably see Geno in a uniform for the Jets next year. That's how I really do believe that. They're going to move on from
Geno's thinking, thank God for that signing bonus.
Oh, man. Down in New England, or up in New England, the Patriots just find a way to win. They find a different guy to throw the ball to. They're down. Garrett Blunt hurt his hip last week, so he is out for the rest of the season. They put some guy, I didn't even know his name, Joey Iosefa.
That's close enough.
That's
close enough.
They put in some guy. That's his name on the roster. Some guy.
He ran for 50, 60 yards. They were just playing anybody. Like, they get people off the street and put them on the field. 33-16. They beat up on Tennessee. They knocked Marcus Mariota out of the game. Zach Meckenberger came in the game. Tennessee is right now basically back on the clock. First pick of the draft. We'll see what they do with that. That's a lot of pressure on them because they were just there last year. And you be thinking,
and we thought that number 1 pick was going to be effective, and now we back at the number 1 pick again. And for everybody that doesn't understand, you get the number 1 pick based on having the worst record
in the NFL.
That's like a consolation gift.
Right.
Different than the NBA and other sports where they have a lottery. I don't have to ask Todd that when he comes on later. How does Major League Baseball do it? I don't know. Because they do theirs so secretly, you almost don't even know they had a draft. You just see on the ticker Big Kenny, first pick of the Padres. What?
You're like, what?
When?
There's some backroom action going on.
like they got a draft today? You know what I'm saying? When did this start transpiring?
And so they are very secretive with what they do. But I know in the NFL, it's worst team. Record gets the first pick. Marcus Mariota was the second. Well, they had the second pick last year. So they're trying to outdo themselves right now, basically, because they should have the first pick, how this going, and try to get some players on this team. 3-11 they are this season. So that is that game. Tom Brady, 12-2, 6th year in a row the Patriots have won 12 games. So I don't know. I think we can go ahead on and erase it. Wasn't the ball, right?
Yeah, he's consistently great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can't be the ball. It wasn't the shoes, and it can't be the ball. So Tom Brady
still cheated.
It's a good player. Well, he ain't trying. Tomato, potatoes, and potatoes, and all that kind of good stuff. Pull up the picture of our Christmas guys. Shoes that Cam had on some slippers the other day. Big Kenny True.
Let's see.
We just got an assortment of Christmas gifts that you people can get. That is Craig Sager.
No, that's Cam.
That's Cam.
Is that Cam? Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought that was Craig
with the ruby slippers.
That's like a size 15.
There's no place like home. There's no place
Cam
like
Newton,
home.
the silver slipper right there, size. Got to be at least a 14 right there. Handcrafted
with 8 million sequins.
Got the Crockett and Tubbs ankle out from the Miami Vice days, and he's rocking that. I'm quite sure those are some lovely shoes.
Got on the silk women's pantsuit.
With the shoulder
pads. Let's see the next picture. We got another picture up here. This is Beckham's Jr.'s Christmas cliques. If you want to get you the Christmas.
But those don't upset me as much as the sequin
What is that, a box on top of it? If you're looking at the Sports Joc page,
it's a present.
It's a present.
He has a green little present box with a bowl on top of it, a bowl.
And Christmas lights in the hill.
Doing way too much right there. Do we have one more? And that is Craig Sager and his snake skin. That ain't too bad. I think I might rock them more.
No, you wouldn't.
Those are snake head shoes.
Wouldn't. They look like Grinch shoes. Like those are the shoes the Grinch wore. I'm convinced.
Really?
Yes.
You can't rock them, Big Kenny?
No. No, I cannot.
Hecky no.
We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show in just a second.
Don't miss the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy after the show today on Wolf AM 560 and FM 100.1 in the huddle on Dothan, Alabama's The Ball at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hear the rebroadcast of today's show at thesportsjoc.com, now on YouTube Live.
There's a fairy tale they say. He was made of stone, but the kids all know how we came to life.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you. Freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you to keep bacteria in food from making you ill with 4 simple steps.
This will be a walk in the park.
Clean. Wash hands and surfaces often.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Keep raw meats away from ready-to-eat foods.
Yep.
Cook. Make sure meat, poultry, and seafood is cooked to the right temperature.
Fire in the hole!
And chill. Refrigerate food promptly.
Bingo!
Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
We first opened about 10 years ago. We were small, just a few of us, but it was exciting. I always dreamt of having my own business. It was kind of slow at first, but things started picking up. We had big plans. But in our wildest dreams, we never thought we'd have this much work. Yeah, with so many businesses caught off guard by the storm, Reed Waste Management has never been busier.
What will become of your business after a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Hey player, what you gonna get, huh, for Christmas? Yeah. What you gonna get that for? Come on, what you gonna get, huh, for Christmas? Yeah. What you gonna get that for?
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. That's real Christmas music right there. Bing Cosby would have danced to that.
That's my grandmama favorite Christmas song right there. She wanted.
Is it really?
Hey, you ought to see her when she hit that 5 months free read. We be like, go Nana.
Oh man, NFL Week 15. The Falcons traveling down to Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida, winning 23-17. Falcons playoff hopes still in the balance. They're 7-7. Jacksonville is 9-5-9. The Falcons have to win 2 games, and Minnesota has to lose 2 games, which is possible because the 2 opponents that Atlanta is facing, division teams, Carolina and New Orleans, they're home, which gives them a better chance. Carolina is going to be a big question on whether they're going to be trying to play for a perfect record. That's going to be probably the biggest storyline going into this game. They're 14-0. They have everything they can possibly have wrapped up. They have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So basically, the 2 games it would take them to win to go to the Super Bowl will be in Carolina. So that's already a done deal. So now becomes the question, do I play my starters? How long do I play them to try to win a game that even if I win, all it does is give me another win? It doesn't actually help me move up anywhere. I can't move down and I can't move up. The Falcons, by winning, basically I'm saying is more motivation for the Falcons, and a lot of times that is what determines game. Who has the most motivation to do something? The Falcons with a win and a Minnesota loss would set up the last week of the season where the Vikings play the Packers, and that division, based on who wins that game, would be won by that team. So there is an outside, but in these kind of moments, I've been in that locker room. Just take care of your business. I can't go to Minnesota and do anything. What we can do as a team is win 2 games and try to get in the playoffs. Listening to Racist Ryan, his whole thing is just to say, don't mess up the draft status. He's figuring just lose the last 2 games, you get the 10th, 11th pick. If you win 2 games and still don't make it, now you got the 20th pick. And a lot of people, he's not the only piece. Some people do look at it that way. Some people really, and that's why the NBA has a lottery. because they feel like with so many games, a team will try to tank once they start seeing they're not going to make it to secure the pick. Because why win some more games and we're not going to really win? Right now, the Philadelphia 76ers have lost so many games, they would have to win all the rest of their games to have a chance. They're like 1-20.
They'd have to lose all the rest of their games just to be considered an NBA basketball. Right now, they're just a scrimmage group.
I mean, they've won one game. They're like 1-22 or something like that. So
gotta be hard to
they
wake
would
up
have
in the
to
morning.
basically win all the rest of them.
I mean,
to get in.
Racist Ryan and I had this conversation last night while talking about, my thing was, how do you keep getting up and getting on the court when you're like 2-22? And he goes,
No, don't give him too much credit. One.
Oh, 1-22. Yeah. And Racist Ryan's comment was, hey, long as the check's still clear. Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's hard to lose, but when you're making $3.2 million a week to lose,
that way.
You can distract yourself from work a lot of ways with that kind of money.
So you lose with comfort.
Yeah. You go home and cry on 300 thread count sheets. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same as just going back to the day's end.
So there are no bonuses for winning for the players. Nothing. It's just.
Yeah, there's playoffs as an individual.
But if you don't make it that way,
other than that, you might have.
Yeah, there's bonuses for the NBA. It's called an endorsement. That's a nice little bonus right there.
There are rings.
You can hit certain stipulations without being winners. You could, based on how you wrote, you could say, okay, if I average 22 points a game, or if I lead the team in scoring, I get X amount of dollars. But that doesn't mean that we won. Somebody has to lead the team in scoring, even in a loss.
Even in a loser.
You at home crying, I just can't believe we're losers. Honey, there's something in the mail from Nike. Oh, okay. That endorsement check. Okay, I feel a little better now.
It's you're just trying to. In football, it's harder because, just like I'm saying, the Falcons at 7-7 still have a window. So there's only 2 games left. So they have the opportunity to lose the last game possibly without hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they lost this week, or they Minnesota lost as well, or something like that. But that's just one game. And usually in the last game in that kind of situation, coach puts anybody in anyway. It's not like it's kind of
the last mattering.
Yeah, the last game for a team when it has nothing to play for, it's kind of like a preseason game. It's like beginning, you're gonna let you take the first half, and you're gonna take the second half.
It's like camp. Let's see how they play.
And you like, Big Kenny, we're gonna let you take the first half, and I'm like, but I work concessions. I know. I've never been a quarterback before, and they be like, it really don't make no difference. Just go ahead and go on.
And even in the game tonight, with Breeze and Stafford, Detroit, there's nothing for these two teams to play for. But look how deep you are into the season to be able to. And then it's not like if I put my backup quarterback in there, he's going to try to lose. Remember, his job is on the line. Football ain't like basketball. Ain't no guaranteed contract. So you know what?
Heart out.
You look terrible in that last game. We need to go and get him. And that's really how it works. So even when I send you in as a backup, it's an audition.
You need to
And this isn't preseason because you're the only backup. So it's not like they take Drew Brees out or they take a person out. I just don't play you as much. Or I play you and hope the other guy don't get hurt. But everybody in the uniform, based on injury. And
so it's not like Geno Smith can turn around and be like, but I'm better than him.
Meaning the water boy.
Yeah, the third, fourth backup. When usually, okay, they got the 2 quarterbacks, the starter and the backup. And then it becomes
an emergency quarterback.
And now, in some cases, doesn't the emergency quarterback play another position on the team?
Kicker.
He can possibly.
Right.
You can, based on how your team is set up. Usually they don't anymore, but they usually take that guy like Cleveland has Terrell Pryor.
Right.
And based on their needs, they could say, okay, you're our third guy, even though you are on the roster as a wide receiver. And if I have to put you in the game, I do know you know how to take a snap from center. Now, we're not going to throw the ball, but I do know you know how to get under center and hand the ball off at that point. And I want to take a gamble and dress another receiver instead of 3 quarterbacks. So you can do that. It used to be that guy did do something like punt. He was like the backup punter as well. They don't do it anymore.
Are there any famous like emergency backup quarterbacks? I would know, like that third person. Can you name somebody that maybe would like he came from number 3, and now he is.
There were some games when I was with Pittsburgh that Antoine Randall was our third quarterback.
Was it?
Nobody knew it.
Still,
we would dress out. Say Tommy Maddox, Cordell was the starter, and then Tommy Maddox was the backup. And Randall knew that he was the emergency guy because he had played quarterback in college at Indiana. And that's what I'm saying. At that point, everybody on the team knows we're just going to be running the ball from this point on.
But we can still play football because we got somebody for that spot.
Yes.
And what's the mood like whenever they call up the emergency quarterback? There's a collective groan from the sideline. Hey, we need the emergency quarterback. We're getting the first pick of the draft. Dude. We are getting the first pick of the draft.
We're in trouble at that point. Everybody understands.
That's interesting, though.
So, Minnesota looking great. They're so hot and cold. Some days they look like they are Super Bowl bound, and some weeks they do look like a non-playoff team, but against Chicago, knocking Chicago's hopes out. Chicago is 5-9, losing 38-17 to the Vikings. Vikings are 9-5, and basically to knock everybody else out, which is really just the Falcons they control. The only other teams are viable because they're all in the NFC East, and whoever wins that division crown is the champ. But if the Vikings win Sunday, regardless of what the Falcons do, the Falcons will be eliminated because the Falcons at this point are 7-7 and only can be 9, can only win 2 more games, which would give them 9. If the Vikings win another game, they would have 10 wins, and that's how they would be eliminated. But the Vikings are one of those teams I wouldn't want to play. You know how people say that statement? There's certain teams you get to the playoffs like, if I had my choice, I would rather play the Redskins, or I would rather play Philly than the Vikings, because if the Vikings show up, they're just as good as any team. It's just that they kind of up and down, and sometimes that's dangerous. I don't like to play up and down. I like to play somebody.
Especially in the final hour, right?
Yeah, in that final, you never want to play in that game because some people like to play spoiler. And they have all the tools with Teddy Bridgewater and all day Adrian Peterson to win some games. 38-17. Big Kenny Chicago Bears.
We don't even know what team is what team now. Just some people from Chicago.
Cleveland Bears.
They're already getting ready for the draft as well. We'll be back with more of the Sports Joc Show in just a second.
The Sports Joc Show is now on YouTube's live video. Visit us at sportsjoc.com or watch directly from YouTube. Just search for the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy.
With a corncob pipe and a button nose and 2 eyes made out of coal. Frosty the snowman is a fairy tale, they say. He was made of snow, but the children know how he came to life one day. There must have been some magic in that old silk hat they found. Oh, when they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Oh, Frosty the snowman was a...
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you to keep bacteria in food from making you ill with 4 simple steps.
This will be a walk in the park.
Clean. Wash hands and surfaces often.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Keep raw meats away from ready-to-eat foods. Yep. Cook. Make sure meat, poultry, and seafood is cooked to the right temperature.
Fire in the hole!
and chill. Refrigerate food promptly. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
I'm David Oyelowo, and I will not be news today. I will not merchandise my success with a variety of easy-to-pronounce products and services like David Oyelowo's olive oils, Oyelowo's royal oleo, or even Oyelowo's yellow oboes. No, I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Ebola still needs our attention. Follow the response, recovery, and rebuilding at trendonthis.org. Brought to you by USAID, International Medical Corps, and the Ad Council.
We first opened about 10 years ago. We were small, just a few of us, but it was exciting. I always dreamt of having my own business. It was kind of slow at first, but things started picking up. We had big plans, but in our wildest dreams, we never thought we'd have this much work. Yeah, with so many businesses caught off guard by the storm, Reed Waste Management has never been busier.
What will become of your business after a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Dustin Lynch. You don't have to listen to country music to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you just can't control, like your girlfriend running out on you with your best friend. But there's some drama that you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and start moving towards a brighter future and even your college degree.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy, San Diego, California. The Chargers beating Miami 30-14. Only storyline in this game because neither one of these teams are going anywhere. The Dolphins are now 5-9. The Chargers are 4-10. Chargers winning 30-14. Speculation, as I forgot to mention about the St. Louis Rams. Both of these teams are rumored to be going to L.A. next year. Both teams played their last home game not knowing if they will be in these cities next year. I do know the Rams, some of the city council came up with a $150 million proposal to upgrade the Edward Jones Dome, which is only 20 years ago that we played there. I was part of the team that moved from L.A. to St. Louis. Now, 20 years later, they're thinking about going back. And there's been rumors around the Chargers for at least the last decade because they just will not give them a new stadium down there. And if you've ever been to Charger Stadium, well, most of you, even if you went, you've never been in the Charger Stadium. It's a mess down there. It looks like first football down in their locker room. It's old and it's look like if you sit on the floor and stretch, you might get a disease. They need to blow the whole thing up and start over. But like a lot of cities in California, they don't have all that to be doing, and they still play. They're one of the few places that still just stop playing football and baseball.
Well,
on the same place. So
this is what San Diego. The tax base in San Diego should be able to support a brand new stadium. California is a state that possesses, its residents possess a great deal of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And San Diego is one of those cities where a lot of that wealth is concentrated. So, give me 50 cents off the Starbucks purchases, and we ought to be able to get a brand new
10
stadium.
10 cents off Botox injections.
I'm saying, how is it that you can't come up with the money to get a stadium?
the question would become, what does the owner want to put up? That's the biggest part. Some owners don't want to put up as much as others to get their stadium. Here in Atlanta, Mr. Blank, with his new stadium, was willing to put up, I think, 70% or something high like that, 65% of the bill.
Or as he calls it, pocket money.
Whereas in Pittsburgh, when the Steelers, we blew up Three Rivers and built Heinz Field. I say we because I was part of the franchise that moved from one stadium to the other when they blew up Three Rivers. I was sorry to see it go, but happy because we used to eat lunch in the weight room. That's how old and decrepit it was. But the Rooney family.
Was it bag lunch or was it like sitting on the floor with some fancy tray of steak and potatoes? Like,
does it matter if you eat it in the weight room?
I'm saying, are you looking at somebody bench 300 trying to cut your steak? How did that work?
No tables. Just holding the food in your hand, the shower. I mean, we're talking about the same locker room of the
Frank
great
O'Hara's place.
Frank O'Hara's. Like, knowing this is the same lockers.
Yeah, there's a jock strap in the corner, and
it was the same.
And you on some, y'all got some catch up.
Yeah, well, it was a stadium. You don't see the sun until you go to practice. Once you go in, because you're underneath the stadium, so the practice facility and all that was at the stadium. So we were happy to see it go. We played the Washington Redskins in the last game before they blew it up. Basically, if you go to Pittsburgh, where you're parking your car used to be Three Rivers, because they, just like Atlanta's doing. I know it seems when y'all drive by there, like, well, how they gonna do all this?
That's gonna be tailgate lot.
That's gonna be the lot in a minute. So go ahead on and take you a picture, because they actually is about the same distance that the new stadium here in Atlanta is from the Georgia Dome. Was how they built Heinz Field, to where you could take a ball and throw it far enough to hit the other stadium.
Fulton County Stadium, same way.
And you look at it and you be thinking, nah, man, y'all ain't gonna be able to do. And they one day had a big to-do Hollywood type premiere.
It was an implosion.
And imploded it right there. The highways were packed. I mean, it dropped. I was down there fascinated. Like, wow, they can really. Man's imagination is great.
Demolition.
And then they hire a Hispanic cleaning crew, and within 3 days they got stripes on the parking lot, and there's a concession cart out there, like, we have tamales, we have enchilada.
So San Diego, we'll see, because they're talking about two teams going out of St. Louis, the Chargers and the Raiders, who lost yesterday to Green Bay. 30-20. Oakland is playing better. I will say that to you Raider fans. Next year, I can see you making the playoffs. They have a lot of parts. They still got to get rid of some of the old dead weight. But they got a good quarterback, and they got a great receiving core. Just need to maybe find them a running back and somebody that can get some pressure on the quarterback. But losing to the Packers, who are finding their way back after losing a couple of games in a row. The Cincinnati Bengals went to San Francisco, Levi Stadium. Remember, the Super Bowl will be in Levi Stadium this year out in San Francisco. The new digs are ready for the Super Bowl 50. The Bengals went there yesterday and beat the 49ers 24-14 with their backup quarterback, A.J. McCarron.
And remember when he used to be the god of Tuscaloosa, Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes. I mean, but still, it's amazing how some of these top-notch college quarterbacks are humbled once they get to the NFL.
Racist Ryan let us know that first Alabama quarterback in 37 years, I would say, have won their starting game as a quarterback, A.J. McCarron.
And who was that? It was it
ever?
Who was it that won that game in 1978? Could it have been?
Come on,
Joe Willie Namath, Broadway Joe, from the New York Jets. Could it have been him?
Nah. Joe Namath would have been
80 years old in 73.
I know that question. Real quickly, the Chiefs disposing of the Ravens 34-14.
Who also wore some wonky-looking uniforms, didn't they?
Just about to say some interesting uniforms out there for the Ravens yesterday. For you people that don't know, just so I can tell you this, the Kansas City Chiefs have won 8 games in a row. Just so y'all don't, I mean, I know some of y'all.
As surprising as it sounds, it's the truth.
Yes, they were like 1-4, and now they have won 8 games in a row. So you're talking about a team on a roll and a team that's winning. I know we keep talking about Tom Brady and other teams, but to start off slow and then win, it's hard to win 8 games of any sport in a row. That's what's the magical part of Cam Newton and their team. They've won 14 in a row. But when you win 8 games in a row, you're considered a great team. That's a lot of games in a football season. That's half of the year. So they've been winning, and they are looking good. Washington beating Buffalo 35-25. Mario Williams leaving this game, saying this might be the last game coming up. He will be playing for Buffalo. I don't think they're gonna cry when they let you go, Mario. They gave you $100 million, and you gave them about $2 million worth of productivity.
and he's saying it like he's frustrated and ready to leave. You know what I mean? It's like when you know your girl about to dump you, and you be like, "Bruh, you know what? She really ain't my style." We know what's happening, bro. She's already done packed your stuff in the little car.
Anyway.
Right.
Yeah. When I was reading that, I'm like, you lucked up. You should never say anything bad. You got the money. I can't even, but let's be real. A lot of people forgot you were in football. That's how non-productive you were the first pick of the draft, you and Reggie Bush, and you went to Houston, and people have forgotten you were in the NFL. And you signed a $100 million deal. They don't even know where you are. You could have been retired, and Big Kenny wouldn't actually have known.
Like who?
And I'm asking, who is this again?
Yeah, who are you talking about
serious.
for real?
Who did you say?
No, he's not playing. Yeah.
Who did you
Who
just say?
are we talking about?
Mario Williams. Remember the
Let me Google
DN
him.
for the Texans?
And what college was he with?
I don't know what college he went to. I know he was in the 2006
North Carolina
draft.
State University.
He was a DN. He was drafted first. Reggie Bush was drafted second to the Saints.
He got $100 million. And I wonder how these general managers and owners of these teams feel paying these dudes, because I've been to comedy shows where the comedian wasn't funny, and at the end of the night when it's time to settle up, you ought to see the way the promoter looks at him when they pay him like, bruh, I can't believe we got to pay for this. You know what I mean?
You owe us.
Really, you owe me some money right now.
Seattle defeating Iron Man Johnny Football yesterday. Seattle is playing great. One of those dangerous teams that have come on. I don't know what you did, Russell Wilson, but one of the best things about the Sports Joc is I will criticize you, but I also will tell you when you're doing great. And you look like the guy we saw last year without that girl. So I don't know when y'all are going to play. I'm just waiting every day for somebody to text me that, Russell Wilson broke up with Sierra, right? Because
all it is he was honest and told that little boy, I ain't your dad. I ain't your real daddy. And it freed him up to go out and be himself.
Because these last 7-8 games, he has just been tearing up defenses, and I'm saying looking like what we all thought we were going to see in year 5 from him. 30-13. Is that it? Did I catch everybody? This game. Oh, the Texans beat the Colts.
Yeah, that was a barn burner.
That was a barn burner. 16-10. We'll be back more of the Sports Joc Show right after this.
At 888-926-7562.
You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund reading.
Oh.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What? I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you to keep bacteria in food from making you ill with 4 simple steps.
This will be a walk in the park.
Clean. Wash hands and surfaces often.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Keep raw meats away from ready-to-eat foods.
Yep.
Cook. Make sure meat, poultry, and seafood is cooked to the right temperature.
Fire in the hole!
And chill. Refrigerate food promptly.
Bingo!
Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
I'm David Oyelowo, and I will not be news today. I will not merchandise my success with a variety of easy-to-pronounce products and services like David Oyelowo's olive oils, Oyelowo's royal oleo, or even Oyelowo's yellow oboes. No, I will not be trending today because there is a much bigger story that needs to be heard.
Ebola still needs our attention. Follow the response, recovery, and rebuilding at trendonthis.org. Brought to you by USAID, International Medical Corps, and the Ad Council.
Enough is enough! I have had it!
Why so serious?
And we hold the world ransom for
Wayne Gandy.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Show me.
Broadcasting live from the Armada FM studios in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Jameis, I am your father.
I'm telling.
You know the theme. You know how this goes. Star Wars, I went to see it. Yes, it's back. Star Wars is back. If you are a Star Wars junkie, this movie will give you the thrill in which you've been waiting on. I know those last three, that triple prequel of Jar Jar Biggs and all them people ran us crazy, but the Millennium Falcon is back. Princess Leia, Luke, Han, Chewie. Yes, we're back. Might leave here and just go see it again. You know, because that's just kind of how I like me some Star Wars. 238 million in the weekend. John Lucas no longer owns the franchise. For you people that don't keep up with this, he sold Lucasfilms to Disney for $4 billion earlier this year. He had already made about $40 billion from the merchandise. And I guess he just got tired of the Force. But you can build a whole nother Force with $4 billion. You just let's make a whole nother universe first. Start traveling light speed yourself when you got $4 billion. But Lucasfilms have created another monster, 238 million. The next movie was Alvin and the Chipmunks, 14 million. 238 million the other movie was 14 million. They must have not shown that at all. How many is just in one stuff? Well, that is true, because Star Wars at the movie theater I went to, it was in like 13 of the 14 venues. Like, they had a time. You can go there right now, and we got one starting in 5 minutes. That's how frequently they're showing it. It had to be like a showing every 15 minutes. We're going to just start a new one up, and just hold on 1 second. We'll get you in there. But 238 million, Star Wars, big once again at the box office. I did go see Chirac, just to let y'all know it, with Spike Lee and his Chirac. When I come up with words for it, I'll let y'all know. That's what I'll do. I'll let you know his play on Chirac. It was kind of like 30 years ago with School Days and those movies, the Wannabes and the Jigaboos. It was a kind of similar play on that from this movie. So you have to go see it. I mean, it's can you not? Yeah, you can do something else. But it's Spike. He did his thing. All his people were in it. Chirac, but Star Wars did it for me. Quickly, before I bring my co-host back on, just some news and notes. The Hawks and the Knicks will be playing this Saturday after Christmas. Our man CeeLo Green will be performing, if you like CeeLo. Adele will be coming to the A 2016, but don't bother. The tickets already been sold out. They sold out in like 30 minutes, so both shows. So you have to go to your broker now. Russell Wilson's Boo, Sierra, will be singing the national anthem for the college football playoffs this year. And January 12th, just so you can tune in, President Obama last State of the Union address. So for you political nuts out there. And that is it. I think so. Yeah, I can bring my co-host back on. Oh, for my rockers, AC/DC. Their tour coming February the 2nd. So I guess they got everybody out of jail, or they even replaced them with a lookalike. But that's what they say: rock or bust world tour. That is their. How old is AC/DC now? So it should be from the cradle to the grave or something. It need to be something than that, huh? Birthdays real quick. Pope Francis, 79. Jaleel Okafor, 20. Seems like you've been around 20 years, but just 20 years old. Had his 20th birthday. Don Johnson, 66. Cicely Tyson, 82. Clinton Dix, 23. Mark Ingram of the Saints, 26. Jane Fonda, 78. Mo Williams, 33. Steven Spielberg, 69. Christina Aguilera, 35. Brad Pitt, 52. Chris Everett, 61. Jonah Hill, 32. I didn't know if that was right. Jonah Hill looked like he's been doing movies for about 32 years old. He's lost weight and gained weight 32 times. But Jonah Hill, 32. Keith Richards, still alive, 72. Some people say drugs are wrong for you, but some people can live a long life off of drugs, can they? What y'all think? What was Keith's drug? Heroin, cocaine, speedballing, just doing a little bit of both of them? No. Warren Sapp had his 43rd birthday. Samuel L. Jackson is 67. Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland, 49. And Warren, don't call me bad, Sapp, had his 43rd birthday last week. Warren Sapp. But Big Kenny, the truth. This last person, y'all remember Betty Wright? Remember Betty Wright, the singer? They say Betty Wright is only 62. Is that right? Betty Wright, the singer, she used to always want to tell the woman to go home and burn her man clothes and stuff. Wasn't that her? That was Betty Wright, wasn't it?
That was not the lyric.
And that was in 1980. So I didn't know it was about burning drawers or something. Voodoo. Wasn't about voodoo? I thought it was about voodoo. But yeah. Big Kenny. Truth, can we turn the mics back up, please?
They want us to talk.
Oh, there we go.
What you give Star Wars? Give me a grade.
B.
And
oh my God! I can't believe you gave Star Wars a B.
And Chirac.
What are you saying? What are you saying? It's just like when it first came out. It's traditional. It brought back all of the passion of the original. My God, you've hurt my feelings. How could you say such a thing? I thought we were on the same side. right.
The force is with us. The force is with us.
You don't
gotta
respect
be.
the force. You don't respect the force. How could you give it a B and say you respect the force?
The force is with us.
And Chirac?
Chirac will probably be my first NA.
Oh,
I can't really give it a grade.
Why?
Incomplete.
Because you like Spike Lee?
It's an incomplete. It's complete. If you show up for class, you might be able to save your grade, but at this point now, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, I can't actually. It was one of the few times I walked out of the theater and not actually know
what the hell just happened.
It just felt empty.
It wasn't gradable.
It's like leaving a strip club. It's like going to a strip club in the Philippines for the first time. You be like, what was that I just... I'm not sure. That stripper, she had a deep voice. What was going on there?
Our first NA for Chirac.
Yeah, I couldn't. It was about the women revolting and to stop gang violence around the world by not having sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
If nothing makes you violent like a sex will.
So they got all women, from strippers to prostitutes to housewives. Nobody. So nobody was at the strip club. Nobody was working the corner. Wives wouldn't do nothing.
Was there anything redeeming about the film? I mean, like anything you can call out. Just one thing, anything. Because like an NA is.
No, it was nothing I can actually say.
Okay.
It was just Spike Lee. It was Spike Lee. That's all. That's what all the movie reminded you of. Spike Lee. That's how Spike Lee makes a movie. That's all I can tell you. It wasn't nothing else.
Well, I mean, like,
this is a man that'll at least give an independent film a D.
I mean,
you know
that's why I keep staring at him going, are you done? Is this over? You really got nothing for me.
And let me say this.
You can never see this movie.
Okay.
Or you can see this movie.
No, okay.
Let me say this about
Depending on
AC/DC and Keith Richards and people like that, the Rolling Stones. The reason that they are still rocking is because heroin is a preservative. It's like nitrates in meat. You know what I'm saying? It makes you last longer. They've been doing so many drugs
kids?
that
you hear
they'll
that?
just
You want to live a long
you want to live
life.
a long life? Shoot up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the message.
Well, I'm
the wisdom of Big Kenny.
Wait, I'm not saying every day.
But every once in a while.
But I mean, for the holidays and birthdays and stuff like that.
Before we go, University of Kansas researchers uncovered an audio recording from 1939 of James Naismith talking about setting up the first game of basketball. It says the only recording of him ever talking about basketball. And for you people that don't know James,
you want to play a game where black people won't be involved? I've got it. We'll call it basketball because the baskets remind them of picking crops, and they'll never get involved.
You're going to use a peach basket as a hoop.
Well, they'll never get involved.
So that was something. They were trying to get it to the Smithsonian. Is that where you keep historic stuff like that? That's the place. Yeah. So
that's Betty Wright.
Betty Wright and Betty Wright and Cicely Tyson could still get this work. Let me tell you. Yes, they could.
We'll be back more Sports Joc Show.
Don't miss the Sports Joc Wayne Gandy after the show today on Wolf AM 560 and FM 100.1 in the huddle on Dothan, Alabama's The Ball at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and hear the rebroadcast of today's show at thesportsjoc.com now on YouTube Live.
There are many sounds in your daily life. Ones that make you smile. Ones that help you relax. And there are some sounds that can help save lives. Wireless emergency alerts, now on many mobile devices, use a unique sound and vibration to bring you critical information about emergencies in your area. With updates from local sources you know and trust, you can be in the know wherever you are. Learn more at ready.gov/alerts. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Players Lounge. You have been given full access to the Players Lounge on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Major League Baseball, you know, this is their off season, but how they throw around money, you would think that it was the real season. They love to throw that money around. We have our man, LA Dodger scout, Todd Harris on the line. Good morning to you, Todd.
How's it going, Big Wayne?
It's going good, going good. You got $200 million? They throwing money your way?
Goodness, dude. Nice. Hey, Christmas time is good. Some folks this time of year.
Before we talk about the money being passed around, once again, Pete Rose has been denied reinstatement to baseball by Commissioner Manfred. Should Pete just go ahead on and write in his will, his speech, so that somebody can read it after he dies?
At this point, I'm assuming that that's exactly what's going to happen, because I just don't see them letting him in. And to be totally honest with you, I don't know why they don't let him in, because if you're going to base on performance as far as on the field, he's probably one of the top 5 to 10 players that ever played the game of baseball. And like I said, if you flipped over every Hall of Fame's background, I'm sure that you're going to find some stuff way worse than kind of betting on some baseball. The thing I liked about him is he betted on his team to win. So if he was kind of throwing games, that would be one thing, but that's just how competitive Pete Rose was and how he's always been. So I just don't know why that's still kind of the case with him. I would let him in the Hall of Fame just because based on performance on the field.
Do you think it's the media that won't give him the vote, or the players that get the vote?
I think it's the media. I just think that's just kind of what we live. I think the players, when you just boil it down to it, and if you just let all baseball players vote on that, I would say he would win the majority of the votes and be able to be let into the Hall of Fame, because baseball players know they're not squeaky clean in the first place. So I don't think they would condemn him like that. I just think it's, again, players, people making decisions like baseball writers who've never played the game. And obviously the commissioner in this case, in a situation where he can kind of throw around his power a little bit.
Do you think the commissioner, Rob Manfred, just doesn't want to be the guy, like almost like Pontius Pilate? I'm gonna just pass the buck. Hey, I can't sign off on this based on I don't want my name on record.
Exactly. To be honest, I think that's 95% of it. I do think Manfred was very openly objective about doing it, and I actually think he thought long and hard about letting him in. But I think just the pressure from around his friends, his inner circles, like, hey, you don't want this to be on your watch as far as letting Pete Rose back in the game. And then some stuff later on happened that could kind of tarnish his image about gambling, circus, and different things, because we know now gambling's pretty big in sports in general, and then something else kind of happens and say, well, if you wouldn't have let him in, then this stuff may have not been happening like it is. But based on performance, you got to let Pete Rose in.
Going a little south of Atlanta down to Cuba, Cuba and American relations have grown. We've opened up a building down there. Some of the players went back to Cuba, Yasiel Puig, Jose Abreu, Brian Pena. When we get all this settled here in the next couple of years, what is going to be the impact of Cuban players just without having to be put on a banana boat and snuck to the country? How is that going to affect Major League Baseball?
I think it's going to affect it in a major way. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think there's very, very talented players down in Cuba. And again, I just think they're a little bit hungry. I think they've got a little bit more to prove. And to me, I just think overall, skill-wise, I just think those guys are just really, really good baseball players. And just like, some countries, besides the United States, are known for soccer and some things like that. You look at other parts of the world where soccer's huge, where I think Cuba baseball is like Mecca down there to those folks. And don't get me wrong, I think here in America, I think football has pretty much been taken over, and then basketball, and then some people say some other sports, and then maybe baseball. So I think with that happening and where those kids down there, baseball is the end-all, be-all for them. So they're going to, I think, be a little more hungry, and I think they're just overall just going to be better players than I think the Americans are, in my opinion, later on down the road.
Todd, they also said that once all of these wrinkles are ironed out with Cuba and the United States, that in the Olympics and the international competitions, they're going to have a unified Cuban team. Do you think that will affect Olympic play and the medal count from this point forward?
Hey, no doubt. I mean, I definitely do, just because, again, I think that's where the best baseball players are. I think, don't get me wrong, you hear about arm injuries here in the United States. I think just because, I'm not saying they're not mentally tough as the Cuban player is, but I just think those kids have a little more want to about them, and I think that count will obviously go up as far as them just because they're good. I mean, there ain't no way else to say it, but very talented players, and I think that would have a very huge impact on the gold medal count as far as that, just because, again, they're very talented. You
don't think their arms are strong from all that swimming they do to get here?
No doubt about that, man. That helps out with the process, brother.
It's called, they call it conditioning.
A lot of money.
Yeah,
you swim across there for a lot of money, brother.
I can't even swim, and I jump in for $200 million.
You ain't lying. With sharks and all. Come out, race the sharks coming across.
Well, speaking of $200 million, we talked about this last week, and I wanted to get your opinion on David Price and Zach Greinke on this offseason have $200+ million contracts. As a sports enthusiast myself, can I give a non-everyday player that kind of money? Because when you look at if they played out their whole contract and was able to pitch the right amount of games, which most pitchers pitch 30 to 35 games, they're basically making $1 million a game to pitch. Am I really getting that much impact out of it based on the so infrequent of a showing of a player on a field?
I think in today's times you definitely are. I mean, to me, I think that can either that can cripple a franchise if you just don't have a ton of money. In which Boston's case, they have a ton of money to throw out. In Arizona's case, you don't have as much money. So when you kind of face that risk on reward, I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. I think they're thinking, well, if I get Zach Greinke and some other players are going to want to come out here and play, and you got to understand that. But when the money pie is kind of cut that much on a non-everyday player, in which in today's time they don't pitch as much as they used to. Bob Gibson back in the day, he probably would go sometime every 3 days on a rotation. So he was probably getting about 10 more starts a year than the guys do now. I can give him value. He would come back in the playoff games and come in there throwing cheese. So somebody like that, maybe I can say their value is a little bit more. But based on the guys now pitching every 5 to 6 days and less starts, which is 30, 35 starts is a lot. But back then, I think Gibson and some of those guys back then were throwing about 45 games plus or more and pitching in the All-Star game about 6 or 7 innings. So I just don't think giving that much money to a pitcher in this day and time is a very smart thing to do if you're trying to build your franchise and build your sustainability as far as in the major leagues. I just think it's too tough to do that, to give them all that money.
Todd, my question is a lot of this extending those kinds of contracts to the players going to price the baseball fan out of coming to the game? Are some of these is Major League Baseball setting itself up for some sort of implosion where later on we just can't afford to keep playing baseball in this city?
Wow, I'm telling you, that is a great point, and that is a very scary point for me as a baseball guy, which I can see that the value of football, I can see the value of it, because you're seeing those guys on a ton of commercials. You're seeing very interested in wanting to be there. You see what Cam's doing. You see what some of these other teams are doing. You want to be there, but I just don't think baseball is doing a good enough job to sell me to say, come spend a ton of money to come watch this game. And from what you just said, I think that makes perfectly good sense. And I think eventually it's going to come to that cracking point to where they can't play these players like that. And like you said, I think now the interest is already going down. I mean, so that's telling me that that's kind of causing some of those things now. But like you said, I don't want it to get to no return, but eventually that's where it's getting to. And I'm scared to say that, but I think you own to a very good point in making that point exactly the way you did.
Well, Todd, thank you for calling in and helping us with the baseball report. Are you a Star Wars junkie?
Big Wayne, I wouldn't say I'm a Star Wars kind of guy, but I just like sports, man. I'm not a big Star Wars guy.
Oh my God! I can't believe you didn't like sports.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Star Wars?
Jeez.
A sports junkie. I heard
He doesn't
that.
like Star Wars. Who doesn't like Star Wars?
Well, thank you, Todd, for helping us out.
All right, Big Wayne.
Merry Christmas, Todd.
Merry Christmas to you.
I think Jar Jar Binks would have been a great first baseman.
We talked about that, I think last week or the week before, when we were talking about you give David Price, who's a pitcher for the Red Sox now, $218 million. He's probably not going to pitch 200 games for you in his career.
In his career.
And this is it's okay to give a player that's playing 150, 155 games, but to give a guy that's only might get on the mound 6 innings for 25 games, I don't know how that economically makes sense when I'm trying to win.
Because I got to pay $18 for a 14-ounce beer. That's how it makes sense.
We'll be back more on the Sports Joc Show right after this.
It's your Christmas present. There's hundreds of fun and simple things you and your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my loo, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
As I went through school, one giant question loomed over me. What did I want to be? First, I had to decide what I wanted to make. I wanted to make more, so I became a teacher. Now I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Happy birthday, dear Smokey.
Happy birthday, Smokey Bear. The great outdoors and everyone in it thanks you for 70 years of wildfire prevention. For safety tips, visit smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Hi, this is LaDuana from The Desk, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas.
It's time for the scoreboard, where we put a spin on life and sports and how they intermingle. On the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. Thank you, Todd Harris, scout for the Major League Dodgers. Former heavyweight champ Larry Holmes will be getting a statue in his hometown, 9 feet tall, bronze statue. Larry Holmes defeated Muhammad Ali to win his first heavyweight championship belt. But Ali was like 61, I think, when they did it. Which he had an unfair advantage anyway, because have about at least 4 or 5 years of Ali's career, Holmes was his sparring partner. A lot of people don't even realize that before he turned pro. But Larry Holmes has a statue, Easton, Pennsylvania, on Larry Holmes Drive. So something tells me, like I am from Haines City, Larry Holmes might be the only person from Easton, Pennsylvania that might have did anything.
I mean, but no matter what your other accomplishments are, world champ sort of trumps everything.
Usually they just give you a drive. They don't give you drive, statue, and a library. They just
you know,
they got Jimmy Carter got all that.
My impressing women game need to get stepped up. You know what I'm saying? Nothing impresses a woman like you want to roll down my street. No, not the street I live on. I'm talking about my street. It's named after me, and there go my statue. And let's go check out some books in my library.
Big Kenny Boulevard. I'm voting for that.
Yeah, Big Kenny Boulevard. That sounds good.
Serena Williams, Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year. Won 5 titles in 2015. Ranked number 1 all year. She was 53-3 this year. She is the sports person of the year.
Every year.
She has been doing her modeling career now. Sports Illustrated released a cover with her sitting on the throne, if I remember that correctly. But that is Serena. Would you both? Well, I know what Big Kenny would have voted.
Oh yeah, she earned it.
53-3.
Yes,
in a tennis year, 3 majors. Was going for the Serena Slam. Would have been the second person ever to win all 4 majors in a calendar year. Big Kenny was talking about why they call it sports person now, because it used to be sports man. And now you have to
can't do sports woman. And then there's the horse that was up. So
I guess that's no,
that was not a person.
Wouldn't be a
no.
person, no. Right.
Yeah, she deserved it.
And just let me say, Serena can sit on my throne any day.
I thought that's what the clip was going to look like. I thought it was going to be Serena on Big Kenny's lap.
I figured he took the picture. I thought it was...
They superimposed me out. That's all it was. It's Photoshop. And
she looks amazing.
And she could have not played tennis this year. I'd have still voted for her. But I want to ask this. Now, she is being celebrated as the sports person of the year for her accomplishments in tennis. What does that have to do with a one-piece bathing suit and high heels? Now, what I'm saying is, God knows I ogle Serena Williams way more than the average individual. But why is every time they show her, it's sexualized? They never did that to Billie Jean King. They never did. Probably because they didn't look like. Because they didn't look like Serena. But still, is there ever going to be a time where she can just take a picture in a tennis skirt with her racket and everybody be like, okay,
she
Serena.
has taken those too, but it's the same reason you want to see Brittany Griner in a bathing suit.
No,
I don't. I never said that. Oh my God, I never said that. No one ever wants to see that.
I want to see Brittany Griner fully clothed at all times.
Well, women in the NBA in lingerie. I mean, that's how we started off the show.
Okay, that is true.
The same thing. It's sex. It sells.
I think that her PR
marketing.
people probably
she's got a great body.
Are hoping to always sell that point.
Yeah, and it's working.
That she's sexy and accomplished.
Yes, if they can increase that part, then they can probably ask for even bigger dollars. If they can, because that's the only knock that women really, not men, because I've never met a man that was like, oh, Serena, don't come to my bedroom. You know, that's usually women with all the hate. And no, don't believe the hype. It ain't no white black. Them white guys just saying that for the public image. No, Serena, no.
You don't think they're into her, huh?
And then when the sun go down, they creeping out to the slave quarters, trying to get a little taste of that brown sugar.
That's history. That's a history lesson.
Hey, history repeats itself.
People kill me with that that persona of no. She's too muscular, and that's until she knock on your door. And then you're going to figure out a reason in your head that you cool with the masculinity. Like,
hey, Serena's so fine, Stevie Wonder goes to see her.
Y'all are trying to, you're still a man, and if, Max and Gill, I'm out here. You want some of this? No, I don't want any of this, Serena. I told the boys at the studio I would never. Yeah.
Whatever. And then if you ever seen her little twerk video, that sells it completely. She is.
But they go right down here to the pony and watch big breast Bertha and
crush beer cans.
With her breast.
With her Botox lips, and then want to make it seem like it's so whatever. So
hey, don't hate on the Botox.
Steven Jackson, that's Steven Jackson. Just signed with the New England Patriots. Signed a deal for the rest of the season to be their running back. If you don't know, LeGarrette Blount hurt, which is their third running back this season to be injured. So basically in desperation, you dig up a 32-year-old, only a yard at a time running back.
For only 6 games a season.
And divide that salary, he's getting paid.
The 3-time Pro Bowler. I mean, Steven Jackson, when he was in a Ram uniform, yes. The Steven, they say they want some love for Ray Rice. I don't think nobody want to boil that rice. But it would take every running back to be hurt. If Steven Jackson get hurt, maybe they'll call Ray Rice.
But look now, what I'm saying is a yard a carry. He only plays about 3 games a season. They could have got Tito Jackson to play, and he could have did that.
But maybe that's all you need, because think about it. We got 2 games and then playoff. We're going to probably have a bye in the playoffs, which means that I got 2 regular season games and I got to win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. When I get a bye, I only have to win 2 games. So that you're begging him, I just need 4 games out of it.
He don't survive. I don't know, bro.
It's not in him.
I ain't never played that many games in a season.
Consecutively.
So 4 games for him. Odell Beckham Jr., Antonio Brown from the Steelers. That's one game I didn't get to talk about earlier. Steelers taking on the Broncos last night. a game that if you went to sleep at halftime, you thought the Broncos were going to sweep the game. It was, I want to say, 24-7 at half. The Steelers turned around in the second half. Big Ben starting to look like the Big Ben of old, if that's possible.
And now the young girl's nervous. Look like he up to his old tricks. Hide your wife, hide your kids.
40 for 55, threw the ball 55 times, completed 40%. That is outrageous. 3 touchdowns. Antonio Brown, 16 receptions, 189 yards. Rocking this cut. Have you seen this cut on him yet? I can't remember this cut on him. It's like
That's the Nino Brown.
Yeah,
that's the Nino Brown right there. That's what that is.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Ms. Hawkins.
It was,
You've never seen this cut, Ms. Hawkins?
If you don't have the Sports Joc page, you're looking, if you remember Kid and Play, just imagine them taking their Kid and Play cut and making it into a mohawk.
Find a picture of Nino Brown on the stand, and that's the cut he had.
Side by side.
And that's the cut he had. That's the Nino Brown.
And then Odell Beckham Jr. is going just with the outrageous blonde tips nowadays, Big Candy Truth, where it's just getting longer and blonder and starting to look like Carrot Top.
Next week he'll have a foxtail in his back pocket.
No, they're gonna change up the animal.
In this game yesterday, Odell got 3 unsportsmanlike conduct fouls.
Just the hair.
Everybody's trying to figure out how did he stay in the game. That is Nino Brown right there, and
that's the hair.
That's the Nino Brown. I told you. That's iconic.
New Jack City. Nino Brown character was a top dope dealer,
urban entrepreneur. That term is so derogatory. Dope dealer, urban entrepreneur.
He was not his brother's keeper.
No.
By the end of this dope dealing movie, but Nino Brown is iconic. Wesley Snipes was in Chirac. If you don't remember Snipes, and
you don't think he was his brother's keeper? Nino was true to the game. It was G that betrayed him, right?
G wanted to get out the game and let's do something different. I don't want to do this.
And Wesley wasn't having it.
Wesley wanted to
when
stay
did G
true
ask to get out the game?
He was trying to make other moves that would take them somewhere else.
I don't remember that.
Nino.
In the apartment towards the end.
Nino just wanted the roughhouse the whole
remember
time.
That movie.
Why leave, man? It's hot on these streets. Let's get out of here. No, this is our city, so you don't remember that part.
No, I was too busy going, go Nino, go Nino, go Nino, go.
But that's the new hairstyles. Which one do you think I would look best in?
Neither. No,
if you had to pick one.
I'll go with the Odell Beckham.
No.
No. I'm saying go with the Odell Beckham because nobody's expecting that. Nobody's expecting that. We could probably see you with the Nino Brown, but this here, you walk in and everybody be like, hell no.
Yeah.
Really did it.
Sports Joc Show right after this.
The Sports Joc is now on YouTube's new live video. Visit us at thesportsjoc.com or watch directly from YouTube. Just search for The Sports JOC, Wayne Gandy.
Your family can do to live a healthier lifestyle. Here's 20 of them. Walk to work, walk the dog, have the dog walk you, take a hike, take a bike, skate, dance, hop, jump, do the Humpty Hump, skip seconds, skip dessert, skip to my loo, don't skip breakfast, drink H2O, lower your sodium, raise the roof, shake your booty, stock up on vegetables, and don't forget to eat them. Search We Can online to find more ways you and your family can get healthy together. A message from the Ad Council, HHS, and NIH's We Can program.
The odds of becoming a signed artist and having 3 #1 albums? 1 in 100 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of this performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
As I went through school, one giant question loomed over me. What did I want to be? First, I had to decide what I wanted to make. I wanted to make more, so I became a teacher. Now I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy, and giving up impossible. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more, teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Happy birthday, dear Smokey.
Happy birthday, Smokey Bear. The great outdoors and everyone in it thanks you for 70 years of wildfire prevention. For safety tips, visit smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state foresters, and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asomugha. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. Hitch up your reindeer and go straight to the ghetto. Santa Claus goes straight to the ghetto. Fill every stocking you find. The kids are gonna love you so. Leave a toy.
Welcome back to the Sports Joc Show. I'm the Sports Joc, Wayne Gandy. For you people like Jarrett, our Raider fan, who likes to text me and tell me what I'm talking about, I know G-Money and the movie. And if you would have been off air, you would have heard me tell Big Kenny, I'm not telling you that G-Money told Nino directly. Movies are to read between the lines. He was trying to get Nino to learn how to diversify. He didn't want to be the stick-up kid, crack selling, cooking in the trap. He wanted to do it in a more business format, like the U.S. government.
Or NASCAR.
Let's do it the easy way, man. I don't want to keep jumping out of Jeep shooting people. I want to set it up like the government do it. You know how they do it.
And let me just say, when it comes to talking about gangster stuff in the streets, Jarrett, don't ever defend me. Don't.
What are you trying to say?
Just let me take the L. If I'm taking the L, just let me go down swinging. Because when you jump in now, it's going to get way worse.
From the 40th floor, your Wall Street Tower. I want to tell him he about the hood and what I know what the
Jerry,
movie is.
you got some street cred, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
he's using words like intrinsically. I'm saying when you out here in these streets, you must be intrinsically what? He the Fed, cuz he the Fed. He said in script. He said that big word.
That's what the whole movie was about. Go watch the movie and you'll see that everybody that Nino removed were people that were trying to do it in a business way. They didn't want to just keep doing it the way they had gotten it. They felt like they had become that powerful that, hey, let's really be a board of directors. Let's really get them hooked on this and do it the official way. He wanted to take the AK, take the fat man out there naked and slap him across the butt. Nobody want to do that all day, man. We too old.
Well, people don't understand that Nino wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth, Ms. Hawkins. I didn't have the privileges you had, Ms. Hawkins. I mean, because let's kick the ballistics here. Ain't no poppy fields in Harlem.
Look at him.
None of us in here owns a plane.
Oh, man. C.J. Spiller, packing for the college football playoffs. He needed to show you and Big Kenny and the truth, his bags. I don't know why. It begged me to ask the question of why athletes feel like they need to always put their money and things like that. I don't know. I was never that person that needed to make sure you see what I got. I need to order it in a color and in a style, and
what is that?
He went and bought some luggage.
Looks like
what did it say
it's
inside?
supposed to be Louis Vuitton. Well,
now, does Louis even sell this, or he just bought something? I mean, Louis don't make everything. Remember
and snakeskin bags hadn't really always been a Louis thing. But my question is, if this is genuine Louis Vuitton paraphernalia, if this is Louis Vuitton hat, Louis Vuitton duffel bag and backpack, as a college football player, how can you afford that?
No. CJ is in the NFL.
Oh, okay. He went to the NFL.
Yeah, he's been in the league. He plays for the Saints. This is about his fifth year up in the league. Went to Clemson. He was in Buffalo. Buffalo let him go. He spent $10,000 on these bags
that are not attractive.
I don't know what he's doing. He played for Clemson, so he's going to the college football playoffs. So that's why they're purple and orange, because that is Clemson's color. My big question is why?
Are you going to carry him to the game? Like really?
Why?
Once again, from the files of what my wife calls doing too much.
Because I can. Look, because I can.
Listen. The truth of the matter is, just because you can doesn't mean you always should.
No, I agree with you, but that is why he did that. Because he could, he wanted to. Why not?
Lets me bring more attention to myself, so somebody can hit me over the head with the butt of a pistol, or meet me at the club and go home with me just to steal my $10,000 Python.
Or pull up next to me at a stoplight and shoot into my car just because they jealous or angry or
maybe Louis Vuitton went in with him. They created this, and he didn't have to spend the money.
Oh my God! I can't believe
it was a marketing move on his part.
Louis Vuitton would never do anything like that.
Okay, I'm trying.
Louis Vuitton would never do anything. They're not waiting on C.J. Spiller or anybody.
I know.
To actually make them. They don't even go on sale.
I know.
So when you're big enough that you don't have sales, and they destroy the merchandise, so they don't sell Louis rack. You can't go to some outlet and get Louis
like off Fifth.
So Louis makes a shoe. They never make the shoe again. If the shoe don't sell, they destroy the stuff. So that's why
Louis at TJ Maxx.
That's why they make stuff limited. That's why they've always been a limited kind of maker.
That's how you protect your brand. So yeah, okay. So
Jordan does it now for more of a modern feel to it, where he only makes a select amount of shoes. Brands like Louis Vuitton always, because I'll see something I might have wanted and go in there. Hey, well, I'll call you in about 2 hours. Let me check the world. And it's like, the world doesn't have it. We don't make it no more. They're done with that shoe. And I'll be sitting there like, well, what you mean y'all done with it?
Because C.J. Spiller's done bought them all and then made them purple and orange.
But I don't know, C.J. I know you love Clemson, but a nice leather Clemson starter jacket. People would have felt the same. C.J. Spiller. I don't know if you even need to say it. All Clemson fans know C.J. Spiller. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could have just went into the bookstore and copped you a nice little sweatshirt. You know what I mean? It would have and saved you.
Y'all know what I'm saying, right?
$800,000.
Brett Favre can just drive his Prius, the Southern Miss. He doesn't actually have to have nothing on for the word to get around campus that Brett Favre is down at whatever bookstore. That's how it's going to spread. especially in the modern day, as y'all say with Instagram and chat, what is it, Snapchat and all that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he got it right.
The lady was at the bank the other day when I was in the bank trying to make a deposit, taking a picture of me on the slide. She thought I didn't see it. She thought I didn't see it. She just kind of had the camera and was, yeah. And I'm sitting there like I kept turning because I see. Why are you trying to take this random picture of me at the bank?
She heard that lady say how much that deposit was for. And she was like, Lord Jesus.
No, he reached into his Louis bag to pull out his checkbook after pulling up in the Bentley. So you kind of draw attention to yourself.
One of the things I will always tell you, Truth, and Big Kenny, you never catch me with that kind of stuff. I don't even renounce any of that. I don't even have that type money in my pocket.
I renounced my throne.
Yeah, I got away from that a long time.
It's called outgrowing.
When rappers and people like Big Kenny like make jokes about people that tuck their chain in. I was always that guy because I know what you're thinking when you see it. If you hadn't even saw it, you would have never thought rob me tonight. It was only because you saw it that sparked that little thing, and you're like, he walking by himself. Did y'all see anybody with him? Oh, we gonna get him when he come out the club.
That's how you get jumped.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of times, especially in entertainment and sports, people will a lot of the fancier things that people want, they give entertainers for free. And I don't even bro. I don't need no $7,000 sweater. You know what I'm saying?
You sure?
I just don't need that because I still go to the hood regularly. So I don't need to be off in the hood with my $7,000 sweater on.
I've always been that way. I wear or I do something around the people that I know. When I get there, they do it as well.
Right.
I don't take my $100 million this to the $10,000 this.
That's a good move.
Cause that's just setting yourself up. So I get to looking just like them. Oh, okay. Where
you
we
need
going?
To blend in. That's right.
Oh, we going to Camden Road, or we going to somewhere like that?
Here come the Ford truck.
And I don't take my $100 million anything because I don't have it. I can't afford
but
that.
But we are in the ocean. We in the ocean. Y'all know that?
Yeah.
That was quick.
Wow, that was
the
quick.
truth is, he will throw your ass in the ocean. It's time to wrap things up on the Sports Joc Show with Wayne Gandy.
When you hear the sounds of the ocean, it gives the Sports Joc just a minute to vent. I'd like to thank everyone in my crew. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to anybody out there that is listening. Hope you have a happy holiday. Thank you, Todd Harris, for helping us with Major League Baseball report. Just like the late and great Whitney Houston, crack is whack. Ole Miss DN Robert Kimdiche, who last week fell out the window of the Grand Hyatt Hotel, made sure to let you know, even though the police found 7 rolled up marijuana cigarettes in his hotel, I don't do synthetic marijuana. Y'all, that is not synthetic. Synthetic is whack. I do not do synthetic. Those were perp. Right? Yeah, that's what they were. I thought it was synthetic when you jumped out this window, but if you say it's not synthetic, because from what my drug specialists tell me, the regular stuff does not make you crash through windows, but that's just me. So, hey, that's your story. You stick with it, Robert Kimdiche, who has been banned from the bowl game and has declared himself for the NFL draft. And he promises all GMs, the guy that was in the room and the guy you're going to draft are 2 different people. Another story for 2016. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Monday. Peace.